This is the Vaguely Nerdy Podcast, where each week this brother-sister duo gets together to discuss the box office, latest film and TV scoops, our latest movie or show review, and what we're getting into next. We're your host,
Cheryl.
And Jay.
I just want to shout out to say that my hat is Ohio State colors because
Yay.
Ohio State Buckeyes won a national championship.
Yay.
That I didn't watch.
And now you know where we live.
And now you know where we are in Columbus, Ohio, if you did not know. So this week we watched The Presents. No, it's actually just called Presents. I keep wanting to put the in front of it because it just feels natural. But we watched Presents, which is a Steven Soderbergh special. But I am on deck for trivia. I was about to say, and Jay's on deck for trivia. Actually, it's me. So are you ready?
Yes.
To be quizzed. So Steven Soderbergh, who has directed plenty of films, wanted to direct a superhero film. Comic book movie. Can you guess which one?
Superman.
No.
Steven Soderbergh.
Mm-hmm.
What other movies has Steven Soderbergh made?
He has done all the Oceans movies. Oceans 11, 12, and 13. He has done Out of Sight. He's also done Magic Mike.
Okay. We talking DC, Marvel, or neither?
Marvel.
Mm-hmm. A Steven Soderbergh-esque comic book movie.
Mm-hmm. I can dwindle it down for you just a little bit. It would have an ensemble cast or a group. I guess it would be based around a group versus like a solo.
The Runaways?
No. More mainstream.
The X-Men?
You're closer.
The Inhumans?
Further.
Oh. Fantastic Four?
Ding, 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 ding.
Really?
He wanted to direct. He was interested in directing Fantastic Four of 2025.
Interesting.
Doesn't say why he didn't do it, but he was interested.
Who's directing Fantastic Four now?
That is Matt Shakman from WandaVision.
Oh, okay. Either. I could see Steven Soderbergh doing a Fantastic Four.
He has his filmography is
that's why
wide. So I feel like
that's why the only reason I could say you give him a chance because he probably could.
He probably could have done it. So that would have been interesting. That Fantastic Four was directed by Tim Story, the 2025 one. I'm sorry, the 2005 one.
Oh, not 2025. Okay. 2005 was Jessica Alba?
Yes. He was interested in directing that one, not the new one.
I don't know if that would have turned out better or worse.
We'll never know.
No.
We'll never know. But that is our trivia for this episode. Now let's get into our episode.
Welcome, fellow movie buffs. I'm Jay.
I'm Cheryl.
Listen in as we break down movie and TV shows, tell you what's in the plot, and hear if we think you should have watched it when you had the chance.
Dun, dun, dun. We got a lot of news, y'all.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's action-packed. We got new movie announcements, casting news, trailers, more casting news, release dates, hide fights, all that jazz coming up. So we'll just start right off at the top in our new show and movie announcements. First off, we have a movie called Dead Man's Wire, which is based off a true story. It will star Coleman Domingo, who's in everything, and we ain't mad at it. Bill Skarsgård, who is also in quite a few things, and we not mad at it. And Dark, how do you say this man's name?
Dacre?
Dacre.
Like acre, but with a D maybe?
Okay, sure. Montgomery from Stranger Things. I know who he is from Stranger Things.
He was the bad guy
in one of the seasons. I think the last season
we watched.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry we messed up your name, Mr. Montgomery, but
he was also the Red Ranger in that Power Rangers reboot film alongside the girl from Smile 2.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know that. Now, I almost called her Naomi Watts. I know you're talking about
Naomi Scott.
There.
Close.
I knew it. I knew it.
So I almost got her Sky Riley from Smile. Because that's her character.
Right.
Okay.
We're doing trash on names in like 5 minutes into the episode. But this is a hostage thriller movie that is going to be directed by Gus Van Sant. If that name does not sound familiar to you, he directed Good Will Hunting, Milk, Finding Forrester, and the 1998 Psycho. So the man's got a filmography.
Yeah.
Notable director here, ladies and gentlemen. So like I said, it's going to be based off a true story about a former real estate agent developer who takes a mortgage banker hostage because he did him wrong and he wants $5 million and a personal apology.
Yeah. So what is this? Like, what is this? John Q, where it's like a hostage.
It's very John.
It's going to be a hostage
instead
standoff.
Of a bank, instead of a hospital, now we are in a bank.
Interesting.
So Bill Skarsgård is going to play the real estate developer, so the kidnapper.
Okay.
And his name was Tony Curtis. I think that's how you say the real man's name. Mr. Montgomery will play the mortgage banker. Richard Hall, and Coleman Domingo is going to play a radio announcer, Fred Heckman. So what happened was, in a true story, like in real life, the hostage person taker called the radio to plead his case. So I think I can't think of another movie that did this, but instead of like calling into like a TV show or a news channel, he called into a radio because this happened in like
Inside
this.
Man? Did he do it? No, that wasn't a radio.
Yeah, he this was back in the 70s in Indianapolis, of all places, or Indiana. I don't know if it's Indianapolis, Indiana, or just Indiana. Okay. And he called to like as it was going on, and apparently he like strapped. It's called Dead Man's Wire because he took a wire and rigged it up to have like a shotgun pointed at the man's face.
Interesting. Okay,
so,
dokie.
Yeah, it is. We don't have a release date yet. It sounds interesting. I'm pretty sure Coleman Domingo gonna deliver.
It does.
So will Bill.
So
will Mr. Montgomery.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Bill Skarsgård in a regular role where he plays just like a regular human person.
I don't think makeup will be required.
I think the last one was Barbarian, but he didn't make it.
He's probably gonna. Well, he looked like Bill. He looked like himself in John Wick.
Okay. Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was the bad guy there too. Very good.
Yes. Yeah. Very good bad guy. So interested to see this.
I'm checking it out. I purposely did not read how the situation ended.
Yeah, that would ruin it.
Right. And I'm sure if you know about this case, then you already know, so don't tell us.
Yeah.
But I was like, this sounds good. And I didn't realize it was based on a true story until like I started digging into it. So that'll be coming up. We will definitely let you know when we get that first trailer. It's probably going to be real tense. Yeah. It's going to be real like on the edge of your seat. So
shout out to Coleman Domingo. I don't know how you still have time to make stuff because like every week he's getting added to somebody.
Okay, he's finishing up this. He's starting that. He doing principal photography for something else.
Yeah. I don't want to hear any of that Coleman Domingo's overexposed nonsense.
Not a word. Not a word, y'all. I do not want to hear that. So next up we have, which was pretty big news, we have casting news for the Children of Blood and Bone book to movie adaptation.
A lot of people were excited about this.
This is a very popular book. It's a trilogy. I started this book, but I did not finish it, and now I'm like, do I want to finish it? Because then I'm gonna know how the movie ends. I'll think about it. But anyway, the book was written by Tomi Adeyemi. Let me start that over. The book was written by Tony Adeyemi. This is so sidebar. This is the same last name as the Nigerian conclave member.
Ah, that's why it looked familiar.
Yes, same last name.
Gotcha.
And her parents are Nigerian. I don't know if she grew up in Nigeria, but her parents are Nigerian. So.
Apparently this is a Nigerian type of story?
It is based in Africa.
Okay.
And it follows the main character, Zele, probably jacking that up too, as she attempts to restore magic to her kingdom. So it's a very fantastical sci-fi young adults. I think it's like a romance in there too. So the book is a young adult book.
It's 3 books?
And it's a trio.
Okay.
And I don't know if all 3 are out. I think the first 2 are out. And it might be all 3.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I probably won't read it first. Only because
I'm debating.
There are very few movies that are like this that I did not read in advance. Like I read all the Maze Runners. We read the Harry Potters.
Hunger Games.
I think Lord of the Rings might be the only other one that I
haven't read.
Nobody's reading those. But I read the Hunger Games.
Okay.
I'm going to enjoy not knowing what happens in this.
And I literally only got maybe a couple chapters in.
Yeah.
And I was listening to the audiobook. Yeah. And then I've obviously stopped because I didn't finish it. But it is being directed by Gina Bryce Blywood, who directed Love and Basketball, The Old Guard.
Which is getting a sequel.
It is. I need to watch it. And The Woman King.
Which everybody liked.
That got a lot of recognition when it came out.
So they know action. So action.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And a lot of the cast in this, not a lot, but some of the cast in this are a similar cast from The Woman King.
Good.
Which we're about to get into. So, Thisu Madibi. I'm really checking these names. Mbedu?
I think so.
What's sad is I follow her on Instagram, and she is a very beautiful looking black woman, and I jack her name up every time. Amanda Stanberg, Damson Idris, and Tosin Cole. I'm not familiar with Tosin Cole. Are all the lead roles. So there is a brother and a sister, and then there's a prince and a princess.
Okay.
So those are our 4 leads.
They're not the same person.
No.
Okay.
They're not. No, they're not the
Okay.
same person. So we got 2 boys, 2 girls, essentially. I think they're all like teenage kids. And then in our supporting cast, which are like kings and queens, and I think the villain and antagonist and all that stuff, are going to be played by Viola Davis, Cynthia Erivo, Idris Elba, Lashana Lynch, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Regina Kings is in negotiation.
Chiwetel Ejiofor is the villain.
Or it could be Idris Elba.
It could be both.
It could right. I didn't read the book,
I have no knowledge
so
of
I
this.
don't. They were saying who was playing who, and I was kind of like, I kind of don't want to know who's bad or who's not yet. If y'all know, y'all can tell us if you want to. But so, and then that's already said Regina King's in negotiation. So the supporting cast is like A-list, Oscar winner, Golden Globe winner, SAG award winning, Oscar nominated, and then you have the younger cast, which are more. They're all kind of up and coming a little bit.
I guess Amanda Stenberg and Damson Idris are like up and coming.
Tisu's been around for a while though as well. She's just not she hasn't been in as many bigger things. I guess is the best.
I mean, Damson had a whole show.
Exactly.
So he has that.
Right.
And Amanda's definitely been on the come up. I'm glad she's gotten something else fantastical to be in outside of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because they failed her.
Acolyte. Right.
Yeah.
So this cast is stacked. There was a little bit of pushback because they think that the leads are a little older than they maybe could be.
Yeah, you said teens.
They are teenagers, so they gonna have to pull out the teen bag and they acting chops to pull this
That's
out.
how it is. I mean, that's how it was back in the day. You had adults. That's how I like adults playing teen.
Because Gabriel Union was like 25 playing like high school.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Bring it on. So
and,
right. So this is coming out not this year, next year.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact that I think we already talked about. This was going to come out from Lucasfilms, but they let the rights lapse. So this is coming from Paramount, and we know Paramount got the check, so they need to market it, give it all the good budget. Everybody need to get paid and all that jazz. We won't hear about nothing afterwards. Somebody got paid $2 in a sandwich and nothing like that.
They need to win after the Robbie Williams flop. Yeah, Paramount.
Well, they got Sonic.
Paramount's something nice.
So looking forward to this. If you are a fan of this book, let us know how you feel about the cast and announcements. Keep it cool, keep it calm, keep it collected. And of course, as we learn more about this stacked cast and when it starts filming, we will let you guys know.
Robert Eggers is
Ching, ching.
also making all the movies. So he is announcing after the success of Nosferatu, which we just saw. Everybody go watch that. It was pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Don't buy that cardboard cutout. That's weird.
It's life size. They said it was life size.
Yeah,
like, who
and
wants
life size as in how tall he's supposed to be in the movie.
Yeah.
So 8 feet tall.
Right. Some context. There's a life size cardboard cutout you can get at Orlock, and it's just like, what do you want with that?
It's creepy.
I don't like
That's
it.
so creepy.
Like he didn't look he wasn't the scariest thing on earth, but he was scary
like
enough.
An 8 feet tall creepy old man
But
in
no
the corner of your room
hair.
in the dark.
Gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
But anyway, Robert Eggers is going to keep going on the Monsters universe train because I guess he's going to single-handedly carry the Dark Universe on his back.
By himself.
So he's going to do Werewolf, which is going to be his next film. It's set to release also on Christmas 2026.
There's a theme, guys.
But they're not connected.
No.
But he's just doing the same thing twice with a different type of monster.
On Christmas.
Yes. So plot details haven't been revealed yet. Sources say it's set in 13th century England. I watched an interview where he said he has no plans to ever do a modern day film. Like a film that takes place in present day.
That could be his thing.
He wants to continue to do period films. He does really good at them. So
that's what I'm saying. If that's the lane you like and you do good in, stay in it.
And monopolize it.
Right, because nobody else really sticks to that.
No. The script features dialogue that was true to the time period, which was Nosferatu. That kind of sounds the exact same.
Okay.
And has translations and annotations for those uninitiated in Old English. So it's given Beowulf.
Yeah, that'll be interesting how people take that.
But I think Old English? It depends.
It depends on how long we go for it. And like
people have a real difficult time reading Shakespeare.
Well, and to me, it's like, if I get frustrated and I'm like, what did you just say? What did you just say? What? Then I'm going to get annoyed. So we'll see.
So him keeping the dialogue period consistent makes sense because that's how it was in Northman and
Okay.
and Nosferatu and all his other stuff. I think this just might be
I don't feel like it was
just
as
might be
heavy.
a difficult period to understand.
Well, I don't think it was as heavy in Nosferatu. They definitely talked like real old, but
because also Nosferatu was closer to modern day than 13th century England, I guess.
Correct.
So that's why it was easier for us to understand
right.
what they were saying. Nosferatu.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's exciting. People are already saying that it's going to be the best werewolf movie that's ever been made. They're asking him to at least get as close to the Van Helsing version of Werewolf.
So he said he was going to shoot it in all black and white, and they were like, no.
No, that's not a good
Or
idea.
somebody said, actually, no.
I mean, and he doesn't have to do that because
Nosferatu was probably close to black and white as you can get.
That's all of his movies, kind of.
Okay.
They all have that same kind of
Muted.
color grading where it's like muted blue and gray.
Yeah, that was say you don't shoot it in black and white. Just shoot it how you shot Nosferatu.
Right, and it always looks like it's a cloudy day. Like that's
dreary.
Yeah, I like that.
No sun.
So it doesn't have to be black and white. Don't remove any more color from your films, please.
Enough.
So I am interested to see his version of the werewolf. Of course.
I don't know anything about werewolf.
About werewolf?
It's just a wolf. Right, turned man turned wolf.
Yeah, so is this gonna be like Wolfman? Is this gonna be like a really, really OG take on Wolfman?
Right, I was like, this is a weird announcement after there's a movie called Wolfman out right now. But I guess Wolfman and werewolf, okay, they related, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe he's gonna take it back to the roots where it's a gypsy curse.
I mean, it's 13th century England. Yeah. So sure.
So that makes sense.
Sure.
But that's not the only weird thing he's working on. He's also doing a reboot of Labyrinth or remake of Labyrinth.
Sequel.
Oh.
They said it's not a remake. It is a sequel.
Interesting. So this will be his first sequel. He has no sequels in his filmography. I mean, he didn't make the first one, but.
I mean, he's got like 6 movies. Yeah. So it's fine.
So the OG Labyrinth follows Sarah as she navigates a vast otherworldly maze to rescue her infant brother, Toby, whom she inadvertently wished away to the realm of the Goblin King Jareth, who was...
David Bowie.
Yes, that's what I thought. Throughout her journey, Sarah encounters a variety of magical creatures and challenges that test her resolve and maturity. So I've seen Pan's Labyrinth.
Okay.
Which is the German version.
Oh, I've not seen either one
of this.
I've seen. I know Labyrinth based on like the pictures and the posters, but I've actually never seen it.
Pan's Labyrinth was the Guillermo del Toro one.
Gotcha.
Which is kind of the same.
Okay.
But instead of it was about a girl who has to navigate a maze and complete these challenges.
Okay.
In order to. They convince her that she's like the queen of this other realm, that she's
like Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, basically she meets this fantastical creature from this other world who tells her you're actually a princess in our realm. You have to go through this maze and complete these challenges in order to
Chronicles of Narnia.
Right, be reincarnated back into who you formerly were.
Okay.
But it was darker. So
it's Guillermo del Toro, so I believe you.
But it seems like it follows along the same lines of that. Okay. I think that's fun.
Sure.
I'm wondering how. I think Labyrinth with David Bowie was not dark. It was kind of like a fantastic children's adventure, kind of like Never-Ending Story. I feel like that's a little sunnier for Robert Eggers.
Listen, they're gonna be so far apart in terms of when they were made. People, it's fine. People are gonna accept it, and there's no way he's doing something cheery after all these movies.
Of Robert Eggers' movies are like dark and harrowing and about suffering. So
right.
This is weird.
This ain't gonna be for kids.
He's gonna get the tone down. I trust him.
Okay.
He's done a really great job with The Northman, The Witch. I forgot he did The Lighthouse.
Yes, people brought up The Lighthouse when
that was black and white. That was fully black and white, but that was a different type of film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I don't want no more black and white movies.
So excited to see that. I will watch both of those. I love werewolf stuff and vampire stuff. It's in the same realm.
I enjoyed Nosferatu. I had my nitpicks about Nosferatu, but I enjoyed it enough to where I would maybe check out some of his future work. I don't know if I'm going backwards. Well, you said I might like The Northman.
You would like The Northman because it's not scary. It's about it's kind of like the Odyssey almost.
Okay. Yeah, you said that. So maybe I'll check out The Northman.
Yeah.
These on my Rolodex. On my Rolodex.
We said this before. We like the monster universe monsters. The Mummy. Yes.
We do, and it seems like they're doing much better separated and not as a connected story. So just leave it.
This completes the circle.
Oh.
We've got a vampire. We've got a werewolf. We're getting a Frankenstein. We're getting a mummy.
And a mummy.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
This is pretty much, and a creature in the Black Lagoon is coming back. So
Correct.
Everybody's back.
Separated.
The Dark Universe is back.
They don't know each other. And that's perfectly fine. It feels like this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Speaking about things that are back.
Hey.
Shinichiro Watanabe is back. If you don't know who he is the original creator of Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo, which Shiro has not watched, but it has the same creator. You would really like Samurai Champloo. Okay. And he has a new show coming out called Lazarus. So it's getting a premiere date. It's going to come out April 25 this year. It's going to be on Adult Swim. That's where Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo, I think, were
for us, for us Americans.
Yeah, when they were airing. So it's going back to Adult Swim. That's great. I wonder what the state of Adult Swim is like right now. Because didn't CartoonNetwork.com get shut down?
I don't know where you watch Adult Swim.
Yeah. I guess HBO
Probably
Max?
A streaming service?
Yeah, maybe just go straight to Max.
Maybe.
Interesting.
We have to Google that.
World is so weird now.
You
just can't turn on the TV and watch stuff anymore.
There's no cable channel.
No.
Like, I'm supposed to find this at.
This is action developed by John Wick. That's going to be the person that's doing the, I guess, choreography for the animation.
Yes.
Okay.
The way it was written, I was like, what does action by Chaska Hilsik mean?
Yeah.
But
so he's going to oversee the artist who are illustrating
it's probably kind of how you do like a CGI movie. You know, the director has to like direct.
I wonder how it's going to be made. Like, is it going to be like hand-drawn animation just like Cowboy Bebop, or are they going to go for like a what-if type of animation style?
The poster that they have out, the artwork, looks like Cowboy Bebop to me.
It looks exactly like the poster of Cowboy Bebop.
Or they could do like Terminator Zero.
Yeah.
I like Terminator Zero animation.
I did, and that was close.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the plot is going to be about, it's set in the future, when Hapna, a drug that can cure all diseases, is introduced by Dr. Skinner, who mysteriously vanishes after that.
Of course it does.
He returns with the revelation that Hapna has a hidden catastrophic side effect.
Of course it does.
It kills anyone who's taken it after 3 years. That's
Sucks.
strange.
Yeah.
It's up to the Special Task Force Lazarus to track down Dr. Skinner and force him to make a vaccine before humanity is destroyed. Why does he have to be forced to make a vaccine?
Because everybody's going to die if they don't have
he
one.
should want to make a vaccine for the drug that he introduced.
Well, he's disappeared, and they got to go find that man.
Interesting.
So, yeah, half the cast is probably going to get it.
Yeah, so it's Cowboy Bebop because I'm assuming Task Force Lazarus are going to operate as bounty hunters.
They're like a ragtag team, friends, or, people who happen, the Guardians of the Galaxy.
It could literally just be more Cowboy Bebop. I would watch it. I enjoyed Cowboy Bebop.
I like the premise of it.
I was a little salty about how it ended, but whatever.
That ending was like...
I appreciate themes.
A stab in the chest.
It was.
It's like you watch all the way, you're like... What?
I appreciate messaging.
It was bittersweet
and stuff. Whatever.
It was a bittersweet ending.
But if this fixes that, I would appreciate that.
I'm glad it wasn't spoiled for me. So when I watched it, I was like, oh, my heart is wrenching. But this was good.
It hurts. That ending hurts.
That's why I'm like, I would watch this because if it's the same guy, same writing, same concept, same themes, I'm like, oh, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I trust him. I'm absolutely gonna tune into this as soon as I figure out how to watch Adult Swim.
Somebody tell us.
Yeah.
Where do you find Adult Swim at in 2025?
All right, that's all the movie news for this week. Let's roll into the trailer box.
Toot. I be me.
First trailer we have is a second trailer for Mickey 17. This is still coming out March 7th after it was originally moved. We would have seen it by now.
It's been moved twice.
If it had not been moved the first time, but whatever.
It would have been last weekend, I think.
Yeah. We would have enjoyed this movie that was made 1 billion years ago.
It's been sitting on the shelf for a little bit.
But this basically just gives us not more story because we knew what the story was.
Yeah.
But it gives us more scenes about what's going to happen in the film. As
right. And how he got to where he was, I guess.
So we are going to get some type of war or large scale battle with some type of alien monsters.
There's an uprising.
Yes.
Of some sort. And what this trailer shows is that he actually, I didn't ever take that he enjoyed it, but it does seem like he's a little over it though.
Yeah, I think he's
dying repeatedly.
Tired of dying now. He regrets his decision.
It does seem like because he willingly signs up for it, But it sounds like by the time he get to like 15, 16, he like, I actually don't like this anymore.
So people who don't know what Mickey 17 is about, Mickey 17 is about Robert Pattinson in the future has signed up to become a expendable.
Yes.
For space exploration. Humans are colonizing a new planet and they need people who are expendables to go out there and do the research to make sure it's safe. What are expendables? You sign up and you basically sign a lifetime contract for them to make copies of you repeatedly every time that you die, so that it can just bring you back and send you back out to work. He is regretting that.
It seems like it.
As well as regretting it. One of his copies did not die. One of his copies is still around, and it seems like it's trying to kill him.
ended his day and went to bed and was just like, all right, day's over. And he woke up like, wait a minute, there's two of us.
It's another one.
Another what? Twin?
Yes.
Twin.
It's another twin.
Yeah, technically he's playing twin.
So Robert De Niro.
Yep.
Michael B. Jordan. This.
We suspect the Predator.
Predator is going to be a twin movie.
And the monkey.
And the monkey is a twin movie. Interesting.
It's the year of twins.
How does that always happen?
I don't know. I don't think this particularly has happened where there's a bunch of twin characters in movies.
So this is also going to star Mark Ruffalo, who I think is going to be the villain.
Seems like it.
It seems like he is either the president or whoever runs the corporation.
He don't seem right in the head.
Or the company that is doing the exposition. He's the person in charge, but he definitely seems like President Snow. His wife is going to be Toni Collette.
She don't seem good either.
No, she's complicit. It looks like it's going to be a mix between action and comedy.
It's giving comedy action. Naomi Aki is also in this.
Yeah, she plays the second lead actress and love interest of one of his clones.
Yeah.
Yes, not both.
There is a scene where it seems like she sees both, but I think she's only in love with one of them.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, knowing that he's an expendable.
I'm very interested in how this movie is going to end. Apparently, it's based on a book.
Yeah, it's Mickey 7, I think. So he only died 7 times in the book. And the director was like, turn it up.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah, he wanted to add more deaths to it, which I think is probably going to mean there's going to be a montage of deaths.
I like montage scenes, period. But montage death scenes, you know my favorite one? What's our favorite Tom Cruise movie?
Montage death
Live,
scenes.
Die, Repeat.
Oh, yeah. Which, Edge of Tomorrow, yes, or either,
right.
I guess.
Yes. Edge of Tomorrow is what I wanted to say, but for some reason I remembered the backup
Everybody should definitely go watch Edge of Tomorrow. It's really good.
One of his best, to be very honest.
Best films. Absolutely.
I actually bought that on
overdue
DVD.
for a sequel.
It is.
Next stop on the trailer park is for 0 Day. This is a Netflix film. This is also a second trailer starring Robert De Niro and Angela Bassett.
Yes.
Comes out February 20th. It is about Robert De Niro, who is a former president, has been recruited by Angela Bassett, who is the current president, to assist the government in stopping a terrorist attack.
Yes,
so one is another terrorist attack.
One has already happened, and we all got a warning call. Everybody get a warning call to say this gonna happen again. So they're trying to find out who it is and stop it, and they're going by typical government means, which are shady, wrong, and shouldn't be done.
And Wolf Blitzer, because if you have seen any movie, you have to have Wolf Blitzer.
It's any White House correspondent type of situation, you gotta have.
Actually, one day I'm gonna look at his filmography, because he's in like Mission Impossible. He's in every movie
where
there's
like
a
CNN Marvel movie.
Yes, every movie where there's a CNN correspondent does Wolf Blitzer, but you don't often see Wolf Blitzer on CNN in real life that often.
Was he in Civil War? I wonder if he was in Civil War. That would have been a perfect movie.
Any CNN newscast movie, and he's free.
Yeah,
is Wolf Blitzer, so that's funny.
Which is kind. Isn't he's like is he a different wolf every time?
Right.
Interesting.
I will probably look at it. Maybe, I don't know.
It looks okay, which is interesting to say when you have Angela Bassett and Robert De Niro in the same movie. But the premise is giving kind of like regular.
Yeah.
Like, you know that somebody's gonna get entrapped or stood up or blamed for something they didn't do. At the end, the world's still gonna be going unless they pull a Don't Look Up and everybody dies, which that was a good twist and turn.
Unless it's like an Olympus Has Fallen type of movie where it's like an action thriller. I'm not interested in like White House movies.
It's not giving action thriller.
No,
it's giving espionage drama situation. So I mean, I feel like I need to tune in for Angela anyway.
Yeah, they better not kill her off like they did in Olympus Has Fallen.
I will be fit.
Or what was it? London Has Fallen?
1 star.
Yeah.
Automatic 1 star.
You can't kill Angela Bassett.
Right.
It's
We
just
have her
against
back
the
in Mission
rules.
Impossible.
That goes for you, Black Panther too. That also goes for you. You are not exempt.
My biggest part about that movie, but I'm not gonna get on that
Not allowed
soapbox.
to kill Angela Bassett.
Not gonna get on that soapbox. But you're right. We'll probably check it out. I'll check it out.
Last stop on the trailer park is for Opus. This is an exciting new film coming from A24. It's going to star John Malkovich and
Ayo
Edibiri
as our lead.
As the lead. It's coming out March 14th, and it is about a journalist. She's a journalist.
Think she is a journalist, yes.
So Ayo Edibiri plays a journalist who is invited to a private island owned by a rock star who disappeared but has resurfaced.
This is sounding familiar.
For a private listening party of his new music.
Sounds like another movie we just watched.
So it sounds like 3 movies.
Okay, I was thinking one. One for me is Blink Twice.
It's given Blink Twice.
Okay.
It is also given The Menu, which is Ralph Fiennes, who was a famous chef who disappeared and reappeared and invited everybody out to an island to try his special menu.
Which was people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't people. It wasn't
no.
people.
It's not people? Are you
people?
I thought all this time.
That's Soylent Green. No. He wasn't making
Don't tell me what it is.
Okay.
Because I ain't watching it.
It was regular food. The food was not the twist.
My bad.
You should absolutely watch the menu.
This whole time he was feeding them people.
You should absolutely watch the menu because it's a really, really good Ralph Fiennes movie.
Okay.
But the twist was not, the food was actually the most normal thing in the film.
Wow.
The chapters in the movie were broken up with the different dinner courses.
Okay.
And they actually cook it and show you what they're cooking and how to cook it. The menu was very strange, but it was a good movie.
It's not people.
No, it's not people. They're not eating people. So Blink Twice, The Menu. There was another movie that just came out recently. Oh, Midsummer. This is what the trailer looks like a little too. It's giving Midsummer a little.
Okay.
So essentially she gets to this island with these other people who have also been invited by him.
And it gets real weird real fast.
But it seems as if they have formed some type of cult on this island.
It's very culty.
Based around his music. And it doesn't seem like Ayo Edibiri has the freedom to leave at her choosing. She's stuck there.
Of course not. And there she's definitely hiding in the bathroom with a weapon.
Yeah.
So something sinister is popping off.
Yeah.
I hope it's not a Blink Twice situation.
So
I am over it. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I don't want no more.
I don't think it. Yeah, I hope it's not a Blink Twice situation.
I hope not.
But I do think that it is. I don't want to spoil the menu for you, but
don't spoil it
for anybody who has seen the menu.
You think it's like the menu?
I think it's gonna be like the menu, but with music instead. I think instead of Ralph Fiennes, it's John Malkovich, who's an artist instead of a chef.
Okay.
Now and Ayo Edibiri would have been Anya Taylor-Joy, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they wasn't eating people.
They were not eating people.
I thought this whole time.
All the food was real.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Good to know.
That's funny.
So yeah, the trailer. I will admit I wasn't super wowed by the trailer, and probably because I'm like, God, is this Blink Twice? I hope it's not Blink Twice. Just if it is, darn, there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah. But that will take me down a notch for sure.
But you know what? I also was not wowed by the Blink Twice trailer, and I was not wowed by the Menu trailer. Or Midsummer, but
I wasn't wowed by the Blink Twice trailer, but probably because we thought it was something else.
Yeah,
we were like, "Oh, this
is gonna be one of those movies where you actually have to see it to get what the actual zinger is."
Which is fine. I like going into movies and not knowing plot detail for plot detail.
Right,
it's cool.
It's A24. They've been on a pretty good streak lately.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm absolutely going to see it. And Ayo, I'm going to support her in anything she's
also in. And we like John Malkovich.
And I really like John Malkovich as well.
Right. So as we learn more, I'm sure we'll get another trailer before this comes out. Hope, maybe. Oh, A24, my bad. We're just actually going to run the same trailer. Please come see this movie.
Yeah, so March 14th, that's soon.
All right. So that's it for our trailers. Now we're going to get into the BUNCHA-CRUNCH, which is like 2 boxes. So buckle in. First up, we have David Leitch is in early talks to direct Ocean's 14, which we don't need. I'm sorry. We don't need this movie.
Nope. No. I think the only reason they're doing this is to recoup their loss from Wolves. But I think
nobody gonna say Wolves.
No, because I don't think anybody's interested in any more Ocean's film.
I think Brad Pitt's
George Clooney, Brad Pitt's current fame has run out.
I think Brad Pitt's good favors run out.
Also that, yeah.
Everybody gonna be like, we read them documents.
Yeah, the documents, and now you got people scamming with your image.
Just don't look good. So good luck to the men. We'll see if it actually happens.
I still like David Leitch though.
Sure.
Yeah, we just saw The Fall Guy.
I enjoyed Fall Guy.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's a maybe for me.
Next scoop of crunch is Kaitlyn Dever from The Last of Us and No One Will Save You. Really good movie and show. Has been cast in the next Godzilla X Kong sequel, which is coming out in 2027, which is so far away.
Which is also, I hate to say it, we don't care about the humans that much, but good for her.
They have to have somebody talk.
Yes.
In the film. Because
I don't
Godzilla
even know
and
what
Kong
the heck
still
this movie is going to be about at this point. We have fought the monsters. We have
It's going
fought
to be a
each
new
other.
bad guy because now they're friends or they've come to an agreement.
Right.
So,
but we did that in the first one.
And
the second one.
I mean, the possibilities are unlimited now. They've got Godzilla, we've got Kong, we've got Shiva or whatever that ice-breathing dragon thing is. We have all the monkeys in Middle Earth, and Kong is now a king now, I guess.
Yeah, it is not Middle Earth. It took me a second.
Hollow Earth.
What the heck?
So I don't know what.
I don't. We have no script details.
Godzilla has a lot of villains. Godzilla's kind of like Godzilla's kind of got a Batman level of villains in his gallery.
How about we focus on Godzilla this time?
They did Mecha Godzilla. Yeah. I would like more Godzilla in this one.
We didn't get enough in the last one. I feel like
with the Godzilla X Kong movies, they go very Kong heavy.
They need to separate them for a little bit.
Yeah, because this will be the third collaboration with the two of them.
Well, they need a separation for a little bit and then come back.
Or just more Godzilla.
Something.
Yeah.
Change it up.
Absolutely.
I like Kong, but we didn't get enough Godzilla in the last one.
This will come out after the next season of Legacy of Monsters, though. I wonder if they'll get any
closer to
tying those together.
Maybe,
because Legacy of Monsters is still technically in the past.
Yeah.
They haven't caught up to the future really yet.
Correct. But that is doing good. So don't be mishmashing it with something that ain't as good.
Yeah. This is also coming out the same day as Sonic.
Same day or same month?
I think it's coming out the same day as Sonic.
Well, then the
4.
Sonic fans can have fun trying to squash Godzilla X Kong.
Yeah, just like they released this Sonic against Mufasa, they're releasing this against Godzilla. Listen, Godzilla,
I don't want to hear it.
Godzilla does not take losses.
I don't
like the fandom for Godzilla.
Want to hear any Sonic fans
franchise success for
chirping
it won't
tweets.
work. It won't work. Like y'all can try your best to crap on the live action, non-live action Lion King movies because sure they are derivative, but Godzilla, you won't be able.
Mufasa was an original.
You won't be able to convince people to not go see Godzilla. It just won't work. So
good luck.
I don't know what the Sonic fans are gonna do.
I don't know. Y'all crazy.
Y'all won't be able to stand against God or King Kong. King Kong? Are we being for real?
Well, they was being for real about Mufasa.
That's
so
crazy.
Sure.
Like, there's no way that they think it's gonna outsell Godzilla.
I thought Star Wars fans was crazy.
People didn't actually think Godzilla X Kong would do well because of how cheesy and campy it
People
looked.
love that movie. I was not impressed, but we was in the theater and people were clapping.
Yeah, people were applauding for that.
Like, are we watching the same movie?
Because they just want to see two monsters clash into each other.
I mean, they did a lot of that.
They did.
They did a lot of that. So we'll see how that fight turns out.
Next Scoop of Crunch is Susan Bier, who is the director of Bird Box. Mm-hmm. She's in talks to direct the sequel to Practical Magic. We mentioned that episodes ago. Yep. Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman are returning for the Practical Magic sequel.
This will do good. I think it's been enough.
See the first one, so I have to watch the first one.
I feel like it's been enough since the first one that a sequel, like when you do these kind of, I guess this would probably be considered a legacy sequel because it's been so long. Mm-hmm. I think it'll do fine.
So the first Practical Magic was about either Nicole Kidman or Sandra Bullock was in an abusive relationship, so the two of them decided to learn magic to fight back.
Yeah.
And I think he ended up being like an evil wizard or something.
Sure.
He was evil or something.
Voldemort maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know what the angle is going to be here, but
evil kids? No, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
They could have some evil offspring.
They could.
Without knowing it.
I'd be interested to see that.
But then what would you do with the kids at the end? Yeah, I don't want to touch that. No,
New evil husband?
Nah, they should know like that the husband was evil. Right?
Yeah, because
No, as you just said,
that ruins character development.
No new lessons learned.
If you just make the same mistake twice. So interested to see this. We love Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock and stuff. Mm-hmm. I will take a look at the first one because I'd never seen the first Practical Magic.
I don't think I have either, honestly.
I've seen a lot of witch movies. We just reviewed The Craft recently where we talked about the parallels between the two. So.
Right. And Practical Magic does come up a lot when you talk about witch movies.
It does.
So
maybe worth taking a look at.
On my list.
Cosmo Jarvis, the director of Shogun and Alto Knights?
Nope, he was in them.
Got him. He was the one
I think
Caucasian
Cosmo,
person?
In Shogun.
Okay, in Shogun,
He is,
Okay.
he's the man in Shogun.
He joins Guy Ritchie's next movie about the backstabbing world of the British upper class.
Ew.
Wife and Dog.
I don't know why it's called Wife and Dog.
So what is this about?
So I think it's similar to like The Gentleman, where it's just like a bunch of rich British people scheming and willing and dealing.
So
in Guy Ritchie fashion, though. But you know, Guy Ritchie got
right in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, thank you.
There you
go. He's got a theme of way he does.
I mean, he made The Gentleman twice. So
maybe he's making it again. Right. But this movie also stars Benedict Cumberbatch, Rosamund Pike, and Anthony Hopkins.
Okay,
cool. So cast is casting.
Yeah.
Guy Ritchie be Guy Ritchie-ing.
All British.
So
yeah,
I feel like we're all firing on all cylinders here.
I keep speaking of Benedict, because is he on this? He's been doing a lot of talking.
Yapping.
Yeah, he's been running his mouth a lot. So
Kevin Shooter's been out.
I'm worried about the MCU snipers.
You don't shut up, because he just said that he's not in Doomsday like he was supposed to be originally, but he is in an awful lot of Secret Wars.
Which means he totally gave away which version of Secret Wars they're doing.
Oh, which is
Doctor Strange was not in the original version of Secret Wars. He was in the most recent one.
And you like the original more, right?
I like the original more.
Now
because the original has more fighting in it.
But we also never know what they're about to do with these scripts. They always be like slicing and dicing and mixing and matching.
Yeah. I like the original more because the original Secret Wars was about all of the heroes. Like the story, all of the heroes got time in the original.
We ain't got all day.
In the newer Secret Wars, it's good, but you have to be really hardcore fans of Doom and Reed Richards, because it's the newer Secret Wars is just about Doom and Reed Richards.
Oh, that's,
and the rest
they
of the
definitely following that one.
The rest of the characters barely get any time or character development in the newer Secret Wars. So
I wonder if they're gonna mix and match.
But,
because there was talk about bringing everybody back. So why would you bring everybody back if you're not gonna do something with them?
Well, in the newer Secret Wars, it still included everybody, but it was just so centered on Reed and Doom. So you really have to be fans of the two of them to really appreciate that one. But
this makes sense though.
Doctor Strange was only in the later Secret Wars.
Okay.
And his role was he was Doom's advisor, because Doom had taken over the world.
Okay.
And taken over the world and erased everybody's memories.
Okay.
And Doctor Strange did not know what had taken place. So Doom made himself the king of the universe and made Doctor Strange his right-hand man. But it was Doctor Strange, the way that they were able to, in Secret Wars, the way they were able to turn the tide was to go to Doctor Strange and tell Doctor Strange, like, hey,
snap out of it.
You're the Sorcerer Supreme. You don't know that you are supposed to be the person stopping this, because Doom has wiped your memories. You have to help us.
Was there any Wanda involved?
Wanda was not in the Secret Wars. No, not in the comics. But they changed stuff.
I just said that, right? Didn't I just say that?
There's no way. Yeah, there's no way she can't be involved in this.
Interesting.
But Doctor Strange was extremely essential. As essential as he was to orchestrating Endgame, because he technically orchestrated Endgame.
Right, he knew the
He was equally as essential in Secret Wars.
Interesting.
I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am a fan of Doctor Strange through and through. Yeah. So the fact that he said he was in this more, although now I wonder, because it sounds like they scrapped him because of Kang, because they got rid of Kang. So, but I would have loved to know what the original idea was. Because I'm still pro Kang.
Yeah.
But we're not getting into whatever.
It's going to be interesting now that Doom is officially Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Because Tony Stark and Doctor Strange are very similar to each other in personality. So I wonder what Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom personality is going to be like.
Right. So this definitely means that Doom is Doom and Doom is not a variant of Tony Stark. Right. I guess
And I really liked the scenes between Doctor Strange and Iron Man in Endgame.
Right. So I wonder if he's got the same personality.
So I wonder if he's got the same personality, if we're going to get more like good scenes with the two of them together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kevin probably hit up Benedict and was like, can you shut up?
Yeah.
Can you shut up?
Because I think it ended up being Miles Morales who was the one.
Okay.
Who caused the shakeup, because he was not from their universe.
Which is exactly what's going on in the Spider-Verse verse.
Yeah. He wasn't from their universe, and he was the one that shook up everything. It was like, oh, wait, you're not supposed to be here.
Interesting.
Yeah. Very good.
Huh.
So, but anyway.
I might be cooking with grease over there.
Benedict Cumberbatch, stop giving stuff away.
Totally sidebar, because that was not on our list.
Next scoop of crunch. Ulrich Thompson, The Blacklist. Director, actor in The Blacklist.
Yes.
No, it's okay.
I like when you ask, though, and I get the reveal.
He's been cast as Sinestro in DCU's Lantern series, which is going to HBO.
The villain.
Yes.
Okay.
So Sinestro in the comics is the one who turned Hal Jordan evil and made him do all that awful stuff to where the Justice League had to come beat him up and knock him into his senses.
Oh, okay.
Because Hal he abandoned the green ring and took up the yellow ring.
Okay.
The yellow ring is for fear. Fear controls your power.
Now, somebody mentioned that they were happy that the villain's not grounded. Even though this show was supposed to be grounded, somebody said they were excited that they decided, like, it's not 1,000% grounded. Obviously, if you have a villain that is about that fantastical action.
If you have a superhero whose power is rings that have the ability to make whatever, you have to have a villain that, I mean, it can't be fighting the cops. Like, the threat is to be like,
just be like,
the threat has to match. So, I'm glad. I'm interested to see, like, what role Sinestro will play. Is he the overarching villain?
Oh, because this is a series.
Yeah. Is he the villain?
Or is it going to be like a week-to-week situation?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What is the ultimate villain in this show?
Right. I'm very curious about this show in general.
Because there are a lot of lanterns. There's a color. There's a lantern for every color. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking forward to lanterns.
Yeah.
I will admit, I haven't watched any other DC shows yet, but this one I am looking forward to.
I wonder if they're going to go fully CGI or if they're just going to do makeup. Sinestro he's human, but he's got a super huge head and brain and forehead.
Oh,
so
no.
And he's purple.
No, they're not doing that.
Yeah. So I wonder if they're going to just keep him.
He's going to look like a man. I'm calling it.
You think he's just going to look like a regular person?
Yep.
Maybe purple?
I think they're going to do, it's a grounded show, so I feel like you can't.
Yeah, but lanterns? I don't know.
I don't know. You're right. I don't know. I'm betting on he gonna look normal.
I hope the whole thing doesn't take place on Earth, because they're space-based heroes. Give us a fight on the moon.
They also got to keep this budget in check. So
they do.
So. That's why I'm like, he ain't gonna look that crazy.
Yeah.
They'll be like, just put a hat on. You're fine.
Yeah. Next group of crunch. Jon Bernthal is being put in Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey.
Yes.
He is from The Punisher as the Punisher. And he is from Netflix Daredevil.
As the Punisher. I always get him and that other guy mixed up. Frank Grillo. All the time. I was like, is this Frank? No, this ain't Frank.
Crossbones.
Yes. Every single time.
And Jon Bernthal will be in the Disney Plus reboot of Daredevil Born Again.
Correct. So now he's secured another bag.
Well
by
ingrained
being
in the MCU.
Right. And now he's going to secure another bag being in the Odyssey. So good for him.
People are fan casting him as...
Who? We don't know who anybody is at this point.
No, they're fan casting him as Ares.
Okay. I can see that.
Or...
Sure.
Who's the messenger one? Nike?
Something.
Yeah.
Is he in the Odyssey?
I don't know.
Okay.
The Odyssey has a lot of
people
gods
in
it. So, but they're fan casting him as one of the gods.
Okay.
Instead of just being a regular person.
He can pull it off.
We know that Tom Holland's going to be the lead. That's interesting.
That news came out this week as well.
But we don't know what he's going to, what character he's going to be. So I don't think he's going to be Odysseus. Some people are thinking that he's going to be some people are thinking he's going to be the lead because they're going to tell this perspective from his son. Because, Odysseus has a grown son.
But that ain't a lead. Because we going to jump back.
We don't know. It's Christopher Nolan, so.
It is also Christopher Nolan.
Yeah. So he could pull something weird where somehow he's able to tell the story of the Odyssey through the eyes of somebody else who wasn't there.
Yeah.
So.
Inception situation.
Who knows?
Inceptioning. Odysseyoptioning.
Good for Jon Bernthal.
Yeah. And Tom Holland for beginning the lead, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. And a Christopher Nolan film.
And not a sidekick.
So you're not just Spider-Man anymore.
And when they gonna move that movie? That's all I keep saying. When are they moving Spider-Man?
They're not moving Spider-Man.
Child, they're not doing that. They are not putting the Odyssey and Spider-Man back to back.
The Odyssey won't get the screens.
They already have them.
They won't get the
IMAX is not giving up the Odyssey.
So the Odyssey will only be in IMAX, and in every other screen in the theater, Spider-Man will be playing
Dolby.
Because Disney would have put the deposit down.
You probably it's gonna be weird.
And even though people are like, oh well, Disney has no say because Spider-Man is owned by Sony. if you think that Disney is not putting
For the
money
Spider-Man
behind
movies?
Sony films for Spider-Man to ensure that he
Get
remains successful so
Get
that
outta
they can
here.
continue to use. Yeah, Disney is
Get
absolutely putting money behind Spider-Man
out
films.
of the producers are Kevin
Yeah.
Feige and the other lady whose name I can't remember.
Don't get it twisted. Spider-Man is a collaboration.
That is the one movie that they are
Kevin is not just letting Spider-Man do its own thing.
They are co-producing.
Exactly.
First, that's why the movies is good. What are y'all talking
It
about?
doesn't matter if you don't see the Disney castle in the opening of the film and it's only just the Sony logo. Disney is in there.
Wake up.
So, yeah.
Wake up. Interesting.
Ryan Gosling's also got more work coming.
Hopefully.
He's going to be in Sean Levy's Star Wars movie. I
Supposed
think
to
this is going to be the one that's set so far apart from the rest of them that
The
it
one
doesn't
that's like
matter.
500. No, that's somebody else.
Is that somebody else's?
Somebody, I think that's,
That Taika Waititi's?
no.
Is he not doing his anymore?
They ain't say it.
Oh.
There's somebody else doing one. Oh, God, I can't remember his name. There's another notable director who's doing the other one that's set like 5,000 years before. His name, I can see his name, but I cannot think of his name.
Patty Jenkins?
It's so, man.
Oh. Her Star Wars movie still coming out?
No.
Oh, sure.
No. I'm not sure, actually.
Is she sure?
Nobody. Is Kathleen Kennedy now?
Okay, so now we have 3 Star Wars movies. And
Yeah, remember they announced 3.
you made a comment because we both listened to the Weekly Planet
We do.
about how they continue to release Star Wars announcements because this was not the only Star Wars announcement that came out this week.
No, I ain't put it on the list.
Oh, well, there are 2 Star Wars announcements.
Go ahead and say it.
We could talk about them both.
Okay.
So Ryan Gosling's in talks to be in this Star Wars movie
Yes.
by Sean Levy.
Correct.
And there is another Star Wars movie that we already knew was coming out.
James Mangold has one coming out. Dave Filoni supposedly has one coming out. We already talked about Sean Levy, Ryan Gosling one.
And the
then,
Rey movie just got a director.
Sure. No, it just got a writer.
Just got a writer.
And there's somebody in talks to direct.
But these are not the same Star Wars films, and they all take place across different parts of the timeline.
And we also have Mando and Grogu, which is done.
Wait, that's not Dave Filoni's? That's not the Dave Filoni one you just mentioned?
There's another Dave Filoni.
Oh, my God.
Mando and Grogu is Jon Favreau.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. That's why I was like, y'all need to put a movie out before y'all release another piece of news.
They need to do a PlayStation Direct. They need to do a Star Wars Direct. They need to give us a timeline. We need a flow chart. I need something visual to look at because all they're doing is giving release dates. But I need a graphic or something to make this make more sense.
That's why I said I need, every time we talk about Star Wars movies, I said, what time period?
Yeah.
Is this before or after Anakin turns?
Yeah.
Is this when Anakin a kid? Is this when Anakin dead?
Does it matter to the previous films? Does it not?
Pre-Darth Vader, after Darth Vader.
Because now they have so many that are various parts of the timelines. We have an upcoming one that doesn't matter to anything. And we have this one that we just don't know.
And then we got Rey.
And then we have the Rey one, which is now 15 years in the future. Why?
Yeah, right. That one is the future one.
And didn't somebody predict that they would do old woman Rey without even giving us? We have barely had adult Jedi Rey, and you're already making her Rey-Wan Kenobi already? What a waste.
And then we also have the shows.
Yeah.
So.
Boo.
Yeah, I don't know what y'all doing over there, but just put something out. Just put a movie out and let us figure it out.
We've got a couple release dates for some upcoming horror films.
Spookies.
Final Destination Bloodlines just released their graphic for the film. It's just Final Destination Bloodlines in words with some red over it.
Nothing too fancy.
With some blood.
This is a cheap movie, okay?
Releases May 16, 2025. I absolutely think it's a cheap movie because it has no named actors in it.
No.
The rumor is that it's supposed to center around one family.
Boo.
The deaths of one family.
I don't like that.
I kind of like it. Basically, somebody was
Is it a big family?
Yeah, so kind of like, you know what? It's funny because The Monkey is already doing this and it's going to come out sooner. But basically, Final Destination Bloodlines might be about a person who survived death, started generations and generations of family, and death is trying to work its way back to the source.
Okay.
It's interesting.
I'm going to watch. I don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care what the plot is. I'm going.
Maybe. That's a rumor.
Okay.
Scary Movie 6 finally got a release date. We knew this was coming.
Yep.
This is releasing June 12th, 2026. I kind of wished it released this year. But
don't rush it. Don't let them take their time. Let them take their time.
The only thing we know is that the Wayans brothers are back, but we don't know anything about the casting. They've been posting pictures of Anna Faris and Regina King all over the place talking about it, but nobody has said they're going to be
in it. Are not in this movie, do not bother.
Yeah.
Keep it.
Yeah.
Keep the movie.
Just do the nostalgia play all the way through. Give us the same actresses.
They better be in this movie.
Yeah.
They better be.
This is going to come out after the last Scream film.
Yes.
So the opportunity is there.
You know what? You ain't even got to touch Scream if you didn't want to. There are so many other things that have come out. I feel like the Scream would be the obvious callback, but there are so many other horror movies they can play with. The most important thing is Anna Faris and Regina King.
Yeah. And
literally,
you have to do some type of funny cameo with Melissa Barrera.
That would be enjoyable.
That would be so good.
That would be enjoyable.
And Jenna Ortega, both of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put her up. After
No, I don't know if you wanted to stop her.
She's not even in her cage.
But you're not up there, and that's the problem.
But
anywhere you are not is a cage.
But she don't do this when she in her cage.
She's in the cage of emotions.
That's ridiculous.
Because you're not in the room with her. We also have the release date for Black Phone, which we just got word just finished filming today.
Yes, they are done.
It is coming out October 17th, 2025. Halloween, right before Halloween, which
Good
is
month.
perfect because people do not go to the movie theaters on Halloween.
Yep.
I loved the first Black Phone. I think you will too.
You told me about it. I'm not watching it.
It's like The Sixth Sense.
I know.
It's just about
ghostly enough.
The Black Phone, the first one, is about. I'm really bad at names today.
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke. Yes, Ethan Hawke plays a child abductor. He just abducts kids, puts them in his basement until they either die or he kills them. But the Black Phone is about him abducting a boy, puts him in his basement. The only thing in the basement is a mattress and a phone that is out of order.
Right.
But the phone does work to speak to ghosts. So every day he's there, the boy gets a phone call from the ghost of one of the kids who died down there. And the ghosts are assisting him with planning his escape. So every phone call, the ghost is telling them, this is what I did, this is what you should do.
Right, or don't do, or whatever.
He uses all the advice to defeat him and escape. Okay. Really good. Interested to see what the sequel is going to be about. Maybe it's a prequel.
Okay, maybe.
Because Ethan Hawke is in it. And he was brutally murdered, rightfully so, in the second one. So.
Okay.
But yeah, that comes out October 17th.
Nice.
Last scoop of crunch. Zach Cregger, who is the director of Barbarian, good, Bill Skarsgård, and Companion, which is coming out
this month, I think.
Yeah, he's going to write and direct a Resident Evil reboot film.
Oh.
So this is going to be a Back to the Roots.
How many current Resident Evil movies do we have? 4 or 5? 6.
So hold on, let me do the Googling. Resident Evil, because you have the Mila Jovovich ones, and then you have the reboot ones that they tried to do after that.
Oh, I didn't know they tried to do without her. Interesting.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have the 6 Mila Jovovich ones.
I guess a little too right. I didn't.
And then
wait, there's more.
Yeah, and then you have the reboot, Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City, which came out in 2021.
Okay.
Which
is that the one with T.I.?
No, that was Monster Hunter. Also Mila Jovovich.
So, okay. See, fair enough.
The Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City stars 2 people that we like.
Who?
Teresa from Maze Runner.
I do not like that girl's character from Maze Runner. Nothing against the actress, but I hate that.
We love Teresa.
Did not like that girl. Oh, I'm lying.
But it also starred Hannah John Kamen, who's Ghost in Thunderbolts.
Oh, I like Ghost.
Yeah, so she was also in that.
Looking forward to Ghost.
She played Jill. She played a race bent version of Jill Valentine.
Oh, that probably didn't go over well, huh?
The movie was chopped cheese, trash, garbage. That's why the movie didn't do well.
Okay.
But so this is their second attempt to try to reboot it.
Okay.
Welcome to Raccoon City was their first attempt to try to take it back to the games.
And they're doing it again.
So this is the second time they're trying to take it back to the games.
We shall see.
There are so many Resident Evil games. The stories in the games are good. I don't know why they didn't go with those originally. The reboot was bad because they tried to mash 2 games into one movie.
There's a bidding war, though. 4 studios, including WB and Netflix, say, give it to us. We want it. Hopefully, Netflix loses.
Yeah, hopefully Netflix loses. I don't know why you would give it to Netflix at all.
Money.
Yeah.
Money. Netflix outbids people, and the studios go, okay, sure.
They are definitely allergic to putting their stuff in theaters, even to their own detriment. Like
Don't do it.
They cut off their own noses to spite their face.
Well, people keep signing up, though.
Exactly. Maybe it works. We are not.
What do we know?
Right. What do we know?
We don't pay for Netflix.
I will see this. I've seen all the Resident Evil ones.
Is this a mine as well?
Yeah, I might as well.
Okay.
The Resident Evil movies are not like, they're horror films and they're about zombies, but they're action. So it's not about running away and cowering from the zombies. It's about shooting the zombies in the faces. And that is fun. Or karate chopping the zombies.
And that's fun. Why I don't watch them, because I don't do
And then there's always some type of like monstrous abomination final boss that they have to fight at the end.
That looks real nasty.
Absolutely. I'll be there. Mm-hmm.
Good for y'all. Good for y'all.
All right. So that is all the movie news this week. We are going to take a short break. Check on Lilu, who's having some type of episode upstairs.
She is not having no episode. She just mad she ain't downstairs.
And we're going to be back for our review. Presents.
Not the presents.
Yes, just presents.
This week we watched Presents, which was wide release. Now this was released in Sundance last year, but it got a wide release January 24th, 2025. It was directed by Steven Soderbergh, and if you watch the first part of our episode, you already know some of the things he's directed, but I'll re-say it. Out of Sight, Aaron Brockovich, Traffic, Oceans 11, 12, and 13, Magic Mike, and Magic Mike Last Dance. His next movie coming out after this is Black Bag with Cate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender.
Looks good.
So, filmography. Yeah. For Mr. Steven Soderbergh. Casting characters of Presents include Lucy Liu, Chris Sullivan, Caliana Lang, and Eddie Madej.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with the last two. Actually, I'm not familiar with anybody in this but Lucy Liu, I think. It's
OG Charlie's Angels.
Oh, yeah.
And Watson.
I was like, Chris Sullivan? No, you're talking about Lucy Liu. Chris Sullivan has been in... He was in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Chris Sullivan was in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 as what? Taserface?
Bingo.
Was he really Taserface? That's the only person I could think.
Taserface.
Funny.
Wait. And he came back and did the voice for What If.
That's funny. Taserface. Nice.
Oh.
We actually got to see Taserface in the
He's
movie.
also done some other things. Like, he's not just been in Guardians of the Galaxy. He's been quite a few TV shows as well. So, back to reality. Runtime of 1 hour and 25 minutes. So, this was short and to the point.
Yeah.
Budget of $2 million.
Yeah, sure.
That's it. Cheap.
Why not?
I mean, The Rock, this is like 1/10 of The Rock's budget for Red Notice.
Yeah.
Anywho, opening day did 1.3 million, so I'm gonna make this budget back.
Boom, take that to the bank.
Right, and it's projected to do 3 to 4 million over the opening weekend. So I mean,
literally anything is a win.
I think it's gonna do okay financially. Ratings though, Evelyn, let's get you. C+ for the cinema score. It's on the lower end of a horror.
In the gate.
It is.
For horror, it is in. It qualifies.
It's not a D. It's not a C-.
It qualifies, right.
So it is. It's right in that rundown.
Hey.
That's the same as Trap,
We don't make the rules.
Heretic, and Never Let Go.
Hey.
Which I feel like Heretic is a little
Heretic
low.
is a little low. Yeah.
Is a low, but I feel like Trap and Never Let Go is about in the C+ range.
Yeah. Never Let Go, absolutely. Trap. I appreciated more of Trap. You know what? I have a real strong bond to that soundtrack, so
Listen,
I appreciate Trap a lot more than the regular average person.
I play this Trap soundtrack all the time.
Yeah.
I know all that girl's lyrics from that song.
The songs from the soundtrack made it in one of my title's highest monthly listen songs.
It's good. If you don't
charts.
watch the movie, just listen to the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And that's it worked.
It's
Night
good.
Shyamalan, it worked.
It worked.
You got your daughter on my playlist.
You did.
Congratulations.
Whatever.
All right. Rotten Tomatoes for Presents, 87 for critics. Pretty good.
Okay.
52 for audience score.
Yeah.
The bucket is tipped over in green.
Mm-hmm.
So there's obviously a gap here of what people thought about it. But let's get into the plot for Presents.
So the plot of Presents is a family is moving into a house.
Yeah. Pretty nice house.
That is already inhabited.
Yes. It's probably going to be, if you hear a little chomp chomp, the other dog is chomping on her bully stick. So, you know.
I don't know what's going on with our dogs.
We are dog
today.
parents, okay? It's what it is.
A family is moving into a house, a brand new home, being sold to them by Julia Fox, which is
random.
Strange casting choice.
I ain't even listed that.
But the house is already inhabited by some type of ghost. We are watching this film from the perspective of the ghost.
The whole film.
And the whole arrival of the family.
Yep.
And everything. So
the perspective literally does not change the whole movie.
So we have to find out, one, why there's a ghost there.
Yes.
And the family is trying to figure out what to do about it.
For part of the movie, yes.
For part of the movie. Yes.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get into, so we're going to do non-spoiler thoughts first and then spoilers, so you can hang around for a little bit if you don't want to be spoiled. So do you want to go first for your non-spoiler thoughts?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so non-spoiler thoughts. I appreciated the runtime of this film. I think it was long enough.
Yeah, I agree.
Even with only being an hour and 25 minutes, it had slow moments.
It did.
Most of it was slow.
And we are in the house the whole time.
Yeah.
We do not leave the house for the whole time.
It doesn't actually even ramp up at any point. No. The tone of the film kind of remains the same throughout it.
Yes.
Yeah. But I did think that it had pretty good acting. Some of the characters in this film were terrible, awful people.
Irritating.
And that is
awful.
a testament to their ability to act. They got it across.
Sure.
Absolutely. This film is not scary.
This is not a horror film.
This is not a horror film
They
in
lied.
the slightest. And it's not one of those things where it's like horror is subjective. Horror is subjective. Horror's not here, though.
Let me tell you.
Horror's not in this film. Horror's not in the room
Horror
with us.
don't live here anymore.
The presence is in the room with us, but the horror is not.
The presence forgot it was supposed to be a horror movie.
Yeah, the ghost forgot it was supposed to be scary.
Yeah.
It was a little disappointing in that way because I enjoy horror films. You do not. However,
Right.
going to see a horror film, whether you enjoy it or not, takes preparation. You have to go
ready to be scared.
I went ready to be scared. It's kind of like getting on a roller coaster and then the ride gets shut down before it takes off.
Or the big dip is like not a dip.
Yeah.
You're like, what the heck was that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I prepared myself to be, my stomach to be in my throat.
I was prepared to be scared. And then at some point in the film, I would rather have been scared, but it was not.
There was no
at
popcorn
all.
bucket over my eyes in this
No.
like it was for Wolfman.
And that's a little disappointing.
Yeah, I agree.
If for this to be sold and played up by critics, because
Scariest movie of 2020.
we can only listen to critics because the movie's been in existence for 10 years, but nobody's seen it but the people at Sundance. Right. So we had to go with what the critics said, and they said it was going to be the scariest movie of the year, and that was a lie. That was a bold-faced lie. And they can't keep getting away with it.
Can't get away with it.
So, those are my non-spoiler thoughts. This is not a horror film.
I literally have the exact same things. I would have preferred to have been scared. I don't know why. I think the cinema score is reflective of the fact that people thought it was going to be a horror movie, and it's not. Y'all not even the least bit like, ooh, something about the.
It wasn't even like it wasn't a thriller because it wasn't particularly thrilling.
And it's more like it's a drama.
It is a drama.
It's a drama.
It's like being a fly on the wall in a family drama.
Right.
Yeah, literally.
And the whole perspective of the movie is from The Fly.
But it is. Oh, also, it's not continuous.
No, and I will appreciate the fact that we did some jumping. Because I feel like it would have made the movie drag. Like, we didn't see them physically moving to the house.
No cuts.
Listen, like we saw them coming to the house and tour, and then the next scene we get, they already moved in. It was like, thank God, I didn't need to see them because the family is going through some things. Like I said, it's a family drama essentially. So, the drama of moving in just would have been like, okay, we get it. Y'all don't work well together. Yeah, clearly. And do I have any? Everything else I think I have is spoilery. So I echo the same non-spoiler thoughts you have.
There are things that I do. I'll add there are things that I do appreciate about this film. It adds new ghost lore, like lore for ghosts that you wouldn't see in other movies. Like every movie kind of does the same thing with ghosts. I was kind of telling you some of them. Like one thing that they always do in movies about ghosts is whenever they call in the expert or the exorcist or whatever, they tell them you're not supposed to pay attention to the ghost. And that's like a thing. If you have a ghost or you are suspected of being haunted, if you know
Ghost
that
rules.
there is a presence,
you're
supposed to ignore it. Don't worry about moving out of the house or selling it or whatever. If you ignore it, giving the ghost attention is what gives them power. So
I feel like that don't always work.
That's why that is why they tell you not to use Ouija boards, because trying to communicate with the ghost opens the door up wider, and the wider the door gets, the more powerful they become. So that's why they say ignore ghost. They do some different things with ghosts in here.
I'm moving out.
There's some space-time continuum things happening.
You're right. That was new.
Yeah.
That was new.
So they add some new concepts about ghosts and spirits and the other side that they don't really put in other films. I like that.
And that was about a minute of the movie.
Mm-hmm. And it comes into major play at the end.
Correct.
Which I do appreciate how it played into the end. I do think the execution should have been better.
I agree.
I appreciate how it factored into the end
last 2.5 minutes. I was like, oh, okay, this is what we was getting to.
Yeah.
All right, well, now the movie's over.
Yeah, we had to read some information about the film after the film ended because it was very confusing.
Ending explanation.
Yeah, it left a lot up to interpretation, but now that I know how it ends, it's pretty clear. So
yeah, it's like, okay,
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, so that's all my non-spoiler thoughts.
And I don't have anything extra. So we're going to get into our spoiler territory by talking about our characters here in 3 and 2 and 1. So we'll start off with the mom, who is played by Lucy Liu, and her name is Rebecca.
Yes.
She's awful. She's the worst.
Terrible person.
One of the worst mom characters I've ever seen in a movie.
Has there been a worse mom?
Mommy Dearest.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah, Mommy Dearest.
Any movie where mom like poisoned her kids, Lucy Liu would be right underneath that one. Because she didn't try to kill her kids in this, but she treats the daughter like trash. Mm-hmm. And the son is her pride. The son is older, so there's an older son, younger daughter. And I don't know how far they are apart. They seem pretty close in age.
Very close in age. They go to the same school.
Maybe just a couple of years. But the son's like an all-star swimmer or something, athlete of some sort. And she's like pride and joy. She treats him like he's the salt of the earth. Don't correct him about anything. And she's obviously, we don't know where she works.
We don't know what either of the parents do.
She's obviously, it seems like she's about to be wrapped up in some legal issues.
Yes.
A very big one.
She's afraid that she might be going to prison.
Right. And she's an obvious workaholic. Every scene we see her in, she got a phone or a laptop. She has the most awkward interactions with the daughter.
She barely looks at people when they talk to her.
Right. Lucy Liu did a very good job of she played this horrible mother to a T.
Yeah.
And of course she don't, she like ghost what? Ghost who? You crazy. But I did not like this character at all. I hated her every second of the movie.
Yeah, it made me sad to hate Lucy Liu because I love Lucy Liu.
Even from the very beginning, she's clearly taking charge, don't care anybody's opinion. The daughter even says does anybody else get a say? And the dad's like, well, you know how this thing goes. Like, okay, well.
And she doesn't seem that bad in the beginning. In the beginning, she just seems like she's just overbearing. And she's the one decision maker. I didn't get the sense she was a terrible person when they were initially buying the house.
At the very beginning.
Yeah. She just seemed like, I'm the decision maker. I really know what I want. I spend the money. So I liked her a little bit in the beginning, but then once they started talking about each other, the family, apparently their daughter's friend died. Mm-hmm. Best friend. Yep. And she's a high school age teenager. Mm-hmm. So she's going through a rough time. Apparently, the daughter's best friend died, which was the second death.
Right. Within 2 months, another friend died previously.
And the daughter wasn't particularly friends with the other girl who died, but she knew her.
Right, exactly.
And they both died to drug-related overdoses. So the daughter's having a really rough time. And that's when it's kind of revealed that Lucy Liu's a terrible person because the dad is continuously pleading with her to assist with getting the daughter some type of mental help or treatment or see somebody so that she doesn't depress herself to death or stray down the same path. And Lucy Liu is just kind of like, no, the best thing we should do is not let her grief drag the rest of us down.
Yeah,
that was her response.
All she needs is time. And it's just like, the girl is obviously going through some things.
Constantly, the husband has to remind Lucy Liu that she even has a daughter because she barely pays attention to her. And it's not like they're living in a mansion. It's a 3-bedroom.
I mean, it's a nice house, and she obviously works somewhere where they make money, but it was just kind of like, she's just the most absent, work-driven, awful mom character you can have.
And it's not about her character. Nobody in the family cooks. So
clearly not.
All they do, every meal was carry out or take out or delivery. So there's no they don't even have a bond really, as a family. No. She pretty much only appreciates her son, who is the pride and joy of herself.
The husband and the wife in this are just going through the motions.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I liked her as an actress. She did a really good job.
The acting of the mom was good. Yes.
Yeah. Lucy Liu's a great actress, but she did a really good job at pulling off the worst type of mom anybody could ever be stuck with.
Acting here was good. She made us effectively not like her character.
Yeah. And in the end, she kind of got hers. So,
yeah. No, she should have.
Yeah. Chris Sullivan, who plays Chris.
Chris is the dad of this. He has no backbone. He lets mom make all the decisions for all the years of the kid's life, and now I guess he's at his breaking point. But it's not too late, but it's kind of like you've been doing this for this long.
Yeah.
And he's wavering in between leaving Lucy Liu or sticking through her from whatever issue is about to come up, legal issue that's about to come up. He has a good relationship with the daughter. It's not, I mean, it's a good relationship with the daughter. He doesn't have a good relationship with the son.
That's something I liked, though. I liked his relationship with the daughter.
Yeah, agree.
He himself individually was very disappointing.
Yeah.
But I liked that the daughter had somebody who was not a terrible, awful, mean
She did have one
to her.
person at least in the family that she could talk to and had a good relationship with. So I did appreciate his character for that. It was just the fact that they clearly let the son do whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, both of y'all raised both of these kids and y'all did a terrible job.
And it was at the point of no return for the son. Like I got the impression that he was at least junior, senior.
Yeah.
Like he was going to finish because they were having talks about him going places.
Right. Like she wanted to be in this particular school district so he could qualify to get like, I guess, scholarships or whatever, go to college.
So he was probably on his final years of high school.
Right.
They let him get too far. He was going to be a terrible adult. Yes.
He was on that path.
Yes.
I was saying like he's gonna be his mom.
Yeah.
He is essentially gonna be a male version of his mom.
And that's kind of how the dynamic in the family is. Lucy Liu and the son take after each other.
Right.
And Chris Sullivan and Kalina, they take after each other.
Right.
Yeah. The dad and daughter and mom and son are the ones who are the closest connected.
Right. It's definitely a grouping within the house.
But like I said, I liked his relationship with the daughter because she had somebody who was nice to her.
Yeah.
Him individually was irritating because he failed to take full responsibility of the son actions.
Right. And he like chastised the son a little bit, but it's not enough.
It's too late.
It's not enough.
He said too many awful things.
Right. And
at that point.
The son's kind of like, you don't ever boss me around no other time. What is this? Get out of here.
He doesn't take responsibility for Lucy Liu's behavior. She's an adult person and she's an individual. However, you raised a family. So if she's being disrespectful to your child, it's you have to step up and do something about that.
And
you don't just let one of your parents be awful to one of the kids because they're your spouse. So
Chris Sullivan did a good job of playing the dad who ain't got no backbone, but has a nice relationship with his daughter, thankfully.
Right.
There was a silver lining amongst the dark cloud for Chris.
Kalina Liang plays Chloe.
So Chloe is our daughter, younger of the two kids.
I guess she's our main character.
I was about to say that. I almost said main character because there's only four people in this cast.
And Julia Fox.
I guess who's in this movie for 2.5 minutes?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Chloe is who we spend the most time with?
Yes.
I guess I would say. And she has the most interactions with the ghost.
The presence. We as in the presence.
Right.
Right.
And we know more. I guess we know most about her, and that's how we learn about the friend.
Because it watches her the most of the film.
It basically his home base is in her closet.
Yeah, it lives in her closet.
Right. And apparently goes to sleep.
And sleeps in her closet.
We'll get to that.
Right.
That was weird. But the acting was cool. She was a good actress. I liked her acting. The one thing she is typical teenager. So she likes smoking.
Naive.
She naive. She's smoking weed. She drinking straight. Like everybody in this family drinks straight alcohol, no chaser or wine.
About?
It was either dry hot liquor or wine for everybody.
Yeah, right off the cart, no ice, nothing.
Including the kids. Like they didn't even put the liquor away.
Didn't chill the glass, even if you weren't going to use ice.
Nothing, just
room
shot.
Temperature bourbon
Gross.
down your throat.
So she's got the teenage qualities of like parents who don't watch after her, don't take any interest into her, and she's also going through a very dark time.
I liked her. I feel like that's cheating though, because she was the only character who wasn't awful, and
she's
she
one
was the
person
only one
we could
going
like
through a terrible time. So we had to empathize with her.
I agree.
But I enjoyed her character. I thought she was a good actress in this.
Yes.
I enjoyed the fact that she was in the know. I told you before we went to go see this movie that I have a real issue of haunted house movies.
And nobody knows
it takes
what's going on.
too long for people to be in the know. She was in the know immediately.
As soon as was the first visit when they were just touring it and she kind of looks at the ghost.
She knew it.
So you never see it. Through most of the movie, I guess we never see the ghost.
Like no shadow, no nothing.
It's not even a reflection in the mirror, anything. And I think when they were touring it for the first time, the ghost
she touched a mirror in the living room, and that's when she first noticed.
So the mirror must be a trigger.
Maybe the mirror unlocks your ability if you have the ability.
There's a very old mirror in what I call the living room of the house that multiple characters touch, and it seems like whenever the mirror gets touched, the ghost turn up. Yeah. Or makes itself known of some sort.
So especially at the ending. So
so she is the first one to touch the mirror, and she notices. She don't see a ghost. She just notices a presence. So I liked her character. I will say she was the main character. Acting was good. Typical teenage behavior that was a little irritating. But overall, I'm glad that she had one person in the movie who could relate to her. And it wasn't just a whole movie of just like, y'all just gonna treat her like trash, everybody. Yeah. So I appreciate that she had her dad.
So her best friend died of drug overdose, and because she's still traumatized, and now they've moved into this haunted house, she immediately thinks that the ghost is her dead friend trying to reach out to her. Which happens in almost every horror film that's based on a ghost where somebody just recently died. Their first instinct is, this ghost must be my loved one, not this ghost could be a demon.
But she a teenager, so she ain't, I'm not surprised she put 1 and 2, but that is not the case.
Never assume the first spirit you run into is somebody you know.
I wouldn't want it to be.
No.
Can you be somebody else? Because if I have to exercise you, then it's going to be painful.
Just whip out the sage.
Yeah, spoiler alert, it's never revealed to be her friend.
No, the ghost is not her friend.
The ghost is not her friend, and not the girl who died before that either.
No, and why would you think the ghost of your dead friend would be in the house that you didn't even buy yet?
That you just, right. And because the first thing the ghost does that she can tell there's actually a presence there
cleans her room.
Cleans her, like puts her school books away while she's studying. I'm like, now why would you do that? She was clearly on a chapter.
And it freaked her out.
Right, because she comes out of the shower like, okay, who cleaned my bed off?
Right.
And it's like, now why would you? It was weird. And I thought that was kind of weird. Like, why would the ghost clean her room?
I think a lot of things the ghost did was weird.
Yeah, and I guess we get another character. I can't think of what. Let me see if I can find the character's name.
The brother's school friend.
Yes. Oh no, the medium. Natalie. Oh, okay. Lisa was the medium. That was the name.
Okay.
Chloe and Lisa are like the only 2 people that can like sense that the ghost is even present. And Lisa kind of does it through like an unlocking of her, knowledge of what she knows about ghosts and whatnot. So. Chloe gets it because the ghost start moving stuff around.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like ghost. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Lisa mentions that the ghost isn't quite sure what it's supposed to be doing. So I wonder if the ghost was doing weird things because it was like, I don't really know what to do in this situation. So our ghost is not very skilled. Experienced, should I say.
Sidebar.
Yeah.
Lisa is played by Natalie Woodlam's Tor. I don't know why her name is cut off on Wikipedia, but it's Torres. She is Hispanic, and that is probably why she could see the ghost.
Okay. Got it, because
why she could tell the presence.
Earlier in the movie, when there's some painters that come to paint before the family move in, and one of the guys is Hispanic, and he refuses to go in the room that Chloe ends up moving into because that's where the ghosts hang out.
Yes.
And the boss of the painters is like, well, where'd he go? And the black guy's like, he said he ain't coming in here. It's like, what? He's like, nope, he said he ain't coming in.
And Cheryl was a little confused why Alberto would not go into the room.
Right.
And why the medium immediately noticed that there was a ghost there. And that is a thing in horror films, that whenever there are Latino characters in a horror film, the Latino characters are the ones who identify that there are ghosts first, because that is something that is closer to their culture. I think with us, it's voodoo.
Like, okay, they use voodoo.
Yeah.
As soon as they open up the door when Lisa showed up, Lisa was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Dang.
Yeah, Day of the Dead, Afterlife, those are extremely big things in Latino culture. So whenever they use those in like ghost movies, in all the ghost stuff that I've seen, Paranormal Activity.
I didn't know that. Okay.
There's been 2 Paranormal Activities. There they had one. The last one was based on just a Latino family.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Specifically.
Okay.
But they explained a lot of that lore in that film.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. I was like, are you being stereotypical?
No, but that's a thing. So I was like, oh, okay. So, that's them kind of planting the seeds that other people can sense this thing. Can sense the ghost
outside of like the family. Okay. Cool.
So the lore, I guess since we talked about Lisa, you can talk about the ghost lore. Yes. So the piece of ghost lore that I like that they introduced in this is that in this film, ghosts exist outside of time. I guess. Or time works differently for ghosts.
They don't know when it is.
So your ghost could exist because they exist in a parallel time.
Right.
Your ghost could exist already, even though you're alive. But
right.
you and your ghost may not cross paths and come together.
Your ghost don't know it's your ghost
until your death.
And you don't know your ghost is around.
You don't know your ghost is around.
Yeah.
Because you're living, so you don't think that you have a ghost because you're alive.
Right.
And your ghost does not know that it is the ghost of you.
Correct.
Because you have not died yet. So its identity has not. Until you die, your ghost is pretty much just hanging out, trying to figure out what it is, what its purpose is.
Which kind of sucks when you think about it.
Which kind of sucks, but I kind of like that new thing.
It was different.
It's different.
When we get to the ending, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. I see how y'all tied that together.
It's different.
Okay. Like you said, the execution was a little shaky, but I like the fact that it was like, your ghost could be here now with you. You just don't know it yet.
We mentioned in Totally Killer how we like when they introduce new methods of time travel. This is kind of like time travel, I guess.
It is.
It's
for a
ghost. Like ghost time travel.
Yeah.
And the ghost doesn't have concepts of time. So not only does it not know who it is, the ghost doesn't even know when it is.
Nope.
So that's why the ghost hangs around forever.
Right.
Because it does not know when its special purpose is about to occur or death.
Until it happens.
Essentially.
And we didn't know if the ghost was like sleeping or not.
Yeah.
Because the way the movie is cut and edited, like the ghost hangs out in the closet. So we see Chloe a lot in her bedroom from the closet. And when the ghost like wants to get away from the family, it goes to the closet. But the screen blanks out. And then when it opens his eyes or whatever.
It's the new day or next
It's the next day. And it's like, so did it go to sleep? Did it? And maybe because it's a human ghost, we will say it's a human ghost.
Yeah.
Maybe it had like human patterns to sleep.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, I'll go with that. I'll go with it. It had a human sleeping pattern because it was a human ghost.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense if it was just jumping through time because how do you know you're missing something if you're just jumping through time?
Right. We'll go with the ghost did sleep, which was kind of weird. It's like, is he asleep? Is he taking a nap? What's going on?
So we can talk about the last character, who is Tyler, who is played by Eddie Madej.
I hated Tyler so much.
Tyler was the worst piece of human garbage I've ever seen on screen.
I ain't never like a kid so bad in a movie before. Like, he's a teenager, and sometimes with teenagers, like, oh, he's a teen. No, you know what? He's like the teenager from The Craft. Like
Skeet Ulrich? Or wait, no.
The other one off the roof.
That was Skeet Ulrich.
That boom. It was like you deserve whatever's coming to you.
Yeah.
Because you're a horrible person.
So Tyler is spoiled rotten. He was spoiled rotten all the way up to the top. All the way up until his high school years.
Current day.
He can't be fixed because they let him go on so long.
He talks to his mom. He don't talk to his mama like trash.
He curses like a sailor. I mean, he talks in conversation to her like garbage.
While she's there, right.
Curses like a sailor. She's fine with it.
Talks
she's
to
also
dad
a
like
drunk.
Trash.
Yeah, they're both drunks, I guess. Everybody in the family is drunk.
I think everybody was alcoholic for sure.
He's disrespectful to the dad. But he's perfectly fine with Lucy Liu because he takes up exactly after her. Both of them are completely ignorant of the other people in their lives, of their feelings. Nope. They don't have a care about the other people in their lives.
It's as if they don't exist.
And everything is only about them.
All the time.
Yeah. And everything
everywhere all at once.
Everybody's actions are a reflection of them and affect only them.
Treats the sister like a mess. Mm-hmm. And dad is just like, he like makes attempts. Mom don't do nothing. Right? Mm-hmm. Dad attempts to correct him. I'm just kind of like, this is awful.
And he's the immediate naysayer of the presence.
Of course.
So when Kalina reveals to the family at dinner that she thinks that she's being haunted by a ghost, the dad doesn't immediately naysay her, but he's kind of just like concerned that it could be drug related.
Correct.
Lucy Liu's not listening. She don't care. But Tyler is the naysayer. Tyler is the one that's like,
stupid.
This is just you being on drugs and trying to ruin my chances of becoming the most popular person at Grassy High.
Yeah, because he mentioned something like, oh, you ruined my first year. I won't let you ruin my second. It's like, when we get no backstory on that.
Shut
but it's
up and swim.
Right. Like, they need to put them, what they should have done is put them in two different schools.
They should have. They should have put Tyler in private school if he was that great. Ship him off somewhere.
Right. And they obviously make a little good money.
They make a lot of money.
Parenting decisions from these guys, horrible.
Each of the kids have individual food delivery accounts. Like,
it's just
not just a Cash App.
Right. It was just a terrible character. I think the actor was fine. He was okay.
There's not much we can really say about him because we didn't spend a lot of time with him, and we only got scenes with him when he was terrible. So
it's like, get Tyler off the screen.
He harasses the girls at the school. He plays pranks on them, spreads pictures about them around the school. He has a terrible, 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 awful best friend.
It wasn't even his best friend or just a ploy.
Some popular kid at the school that had the popularity of a lot of people that he was pretty much just using.
Yes.
So he could climb the social ladder.
Skeet Ulrich too.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them in this movie.
And that came back to bite him. So
both of them.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tyler was awful. Because he took after awful mom.
Yeah.
Boom. There, and he had no correction from awful dad.
Likes and dislikes. Didn't like Tyler. I can start with that.
I didn't.
Sorry.
Hated Tyler. I did not like that this movie wasn't scary.
I was extremely disappointed. I hated that.
When I go to, whether the ghost was in the reflections or whether we saw, even when the ghost did move stuff, it wasn't scary because it was just floating in the air.
Yeah.
There was no, ghoulish... shadow or anything.
It didn't even. I don't know if you've ever seen Paranormal Activity.
Heck,
but
no.
For anybody who has ever seen, that's the closest parallel I can think of to a shot in one take type of haunting. Nothing like the ghost in Paranormal Activity frequently moves stuff to make noise, bangs, none of that. You could barely tell that the presence was there because the presence barely made itself known.
It did knock over a glass. So the friend of Tyler, his name is, and I didn't put him on the list, Ryan. Mm-hmm. Ryan is awful as well. Mm-hmm. Shocker. And he tries to put a drink in Chloe's. He puts drugs in Chloe's drink to drug her. Mm-hmm. And the presence is there, obviously, and he knocks the drink. The presence knocks the drink over. Right. So it did stuff.
So immediately they kind of give away that the presence is benevolent.
Yeah.
Yeah, the presence is not evil. We know that from the beginning of the film.
It doesn't do any,
because it is gentle to the daughter the entire time.
Right. And it does get angry at Tyler, but what it does is it goes up to Tyler's room and tears his room up. And that's how the family all collectively know. Now they all believe Chloe because they're like, oh, okay, you was telling the truth. There's obviously a ghost in the house.
And the ghost really only turns up when people are bad to Kalina.
Right.
Extremely
Chloe.
bad. Not just, Chloe.
Right,
when they're extremely bad to her, not just calling her stupid to her.
Yeah, during
face.
the arguments, the ghost just be like,
just watch it. The ghost doesn't come in clutch for that.
Got some popcorn.
Not emotional issues, but.
Right, but when they turn up on her, then it's like, let me go tear something that first. It was like, do something else, maybe?
Or be more consistent.
Yeah, so I didn't like the fact that it wasn't scary. Let's see what other notes did I have. The ghost was always close. The ghost was always 3 to 4 inches away from everybody, and that kind of messed with because I used to forget.
It made it look like a fisheye lens a little bit sometimes.
A little bit, and it honestly a few times in the movie I forgot we were looking from the POV of the ghost. It just looked like we was looking through a camera lens, and I was like, oh yeah, this is a ghost, and I wouldn't remember it until the camera moved back. And it went back into the closet. I'm like, oh yeah, ghost. I forgot.
It's standing closer than a person would stand next to a person.
Yeah, yes. The ghost that had no concept of personal boundaries.
The ghost is literally on your back of your neck. Just watching you have a phone
conversation. I thought that was weird. I'm trying to find all these dislikes. I
like the house.
Sure. The countertops was nice. The kitchen was very nice.
Hardwood floor in the bathroom is weird, but it's an old home.
It was a 100-year-old house.
They had space heaters in every home, even though it had central heating.
This was a hard movie to enjoy because I'm waiting for the scary. Yeah. And it never got scary. Yeah. And I'm just like,
in hindsight, I spent most of the film tense, waiting for something to happen. Okay. And then and maybe that's why I was a little frustrated because I was tense.
Built it up the tension.
Nothing happened. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just kind of like, are y'all gonna turn it up? And there's at the very end, and I'll save this for the ending. The very ending sequence is kind of long, and I'm just like, is something about to happen that I really don't want to watch? Is the ghost gonna do something? And the ghost doesn't until it's almost too late. Yeah. And you're just like, do something, ghost, please.
That's another dislike.
It's been an hour and a half.
The abilities of the ghost are inconsistent. So the ghost has telekinesis because it can move stuff around. It can pick up books. It can close books. It can stack them. It can put them on a shelf. But what it cannot do is pull a sexual assaulter off of a person.
Or doesn't want to? Yeah, I didn't get why. It was just standing there, and I was like, are you going to do so. We, the audience, are looking through the right. We're supposed to be looking through the point of view of the ghost. Yeah. The ghost is like 2 feet away from 2 inches away from this, and it's literally not doing anything.
The ghost can move things. It uses telekinesis. It can even cause an earthquake-like effect across the whole house.
Right.
But
blinks the lights.
But it cannot actually help you if you're in danger. If you're in danger, the ghost's powers don't work.
Unless it's knocks over a glass full of drugs.
And that kind of let me think that they had the ending in mind.
And they worked backwards?
They revealed something. They had the ending in mind.
Okay.
But they messed up by revealing that the ghost could move things around because it didn't play a factor into the ending.
I just didn't.
Like, if the ghost has powers to move things around, it
should have done something.
The time would have been in the end. Who cares about folding her textbooks? She can do that herself.
And obviously, she was reading.
Right.
Quit being annoying.
Yeah.
So, did you have any particular likes and dislikes as well?
I liked Lisa.
Okay.
I liked Lisa's entire sequence. When she arrives at the house,
Lisa might have been my favorite character.
She is immediately greeted by the spirit at the door. Ooh. It reminded me of in The Conjuring when they invited Vera Farmiga to the house, and she walked in the house and she just looked in the corner, and they was wondering what she was looking at, and she didn't mention it because she could tell there. And then later on in the movie, she was like, "I just saw 12 ghosts."
Never watching a movie.
No, The Conjuring is super scary.
Never, ever.
The Conjuring is super scary. But I liked Lisa. She was our psychic exposition. Yes. That's what I put in the notes. Okay. She was the one who told them how ghosts work. Mm-hmm. She also explains how people who have the sight can see ghosts.
Yep.
To her and her husband, how it works is that there's a door to the other side. Mm-hmm. Some people have the ability. Some people, it's in your mind, I guess. There's a door in your mind to the other side. Some people's door is closed. That would be regular people like you and me.
Yep.
Some people's door is smashed open,
unfortunately,
by trauma, and it manifests itself as some type of mental disorder.
Yep.
And some people's door is just wide open, to where they can see all of the spirits of the other side.
And he said either you embrace it or you it takes over.
Yeah,
essentially.
And I like the fact that he also added in the tidbit that for some people it's overwhelming. And they don't want any sensation at all. Right. And that was kind of the thing for Lisa. For her, it seemed overwhelming, but she wanted to continue to help and use her gift. And I like that. So essentially, she had the shine. Right.
And they banished, and mom doesn't like, she thinks it's a crock of crap, right? So they send mom away, don't want her ever to come back. But Lisa actually showed back up like, yo, I had a vision.
On her own.
Something gonna pop off.
Yeah.
Just to let you know.
So early in the film, Lisa tells them that time doesn't work the same for ghosts. She says that she basically can sense the ghost and read the ghost. Right. And she tells the family that the ghost that's haunting them, not even haunting them, that's living with them,
chilling,
the roommate,
right,
has also experienced trauma, just like Chloe. She said she can sense that it's the same type of trauma. The ghost does not know who it is, what it is, or why it's here. She said the ghost is just trying to figure itself out and figure out what its purpose is. Right. But she also says that the ghost time works differently, and the ghost could be in the future or in the past or in the present. It doesn't know. It just exists at all times. So when she comes back to the house later, she says that she's gotten clarity. She said she had a dream and she found out that the reason the presence is there is for the future.
Yes, something that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. She said there's something about a window that doesn't open in her dream. And she said the ghost is here. It has to do with the window in the house that doesn't open. It has not occurred yet. And she warns the husband of that. And hated the fact that he never mentioned that to anybody.
Nope. I mean, he ain't got no backbone.
Who's he gonna tell? You went through the trouble, and that's another writing faux pas. You went through the trouble of calling this girl. Yep. Paid her. Yep. She convinced you that it was real because you then went to your daughter and said, I believe you. Please don't change and continue to have your gift. Yep. And when the psychic woman that has convinced you that you have a ghost comes back and says, your ghost is here for something awful. Right. Your instinct is, that doesn't help my family. Right. Please leave.
Shoo her away. No, people here don't want, he was talking about his wife, saying that his wife didn't want her there, but it was just like,
Chris was an idiot.
The interesting thing is when the ghost tears up Tyler's room and they go outside and they're having a powwow, like, what do we do next? After that point of the movie, the family don't really address the ghost incident ever again.
That's what you're supposed to do.
But they don't know that.
They don't know. No, Lisa didn't tell them not to talk to the ghost.
They don't know ghost rules.
I'm surprised they didn't break out a Ouija board.
Nothing.
That seemed like something Tyler would absolutely do.
After Lisa leaves, they just like, forget it. We just gonna live our lives, which I guess is fine. But it's also like y'all clearly saw a ghost in the house.
Yeah.
And this lady is coming back and telling you the ghost is something's looming bad, and that's why this ghost is around.
What I assume what the writers meant to convey was that Lucy Liu shut all that down because she was mad Chris paid her. So she shut it all down. It's like a scam, and they didn't, and that's why they never mentioned it again.
Maybe. Okay.
But
fair.
boo. That's still boo.
She showed back up.
She showed back up.
On her own free will.
The psychic showed back up to tell you that the ghost in your home is here for a bad reason, and you just don't factor that in
And Lisa's
at all.
very unassuming. Like, she's not like dressed no weird way. She got a regular job. This is not her full-time gig.
She did not want to come.
She was on her lunch break.
And it takes a toll on her.
Right.
Like it when she did, I mean, before she left.
Because she touches the mirror.
Yeah, she touched the mirror, and I guess the mirror is the source of the power.
Right, because she has like an episode where she kind of like, she's overwhelmed and needs to sit down.
It has to get a glass of water. It looks like she gets some type of migraine or something because she's rubbing her temples.
Lisa ain't doing all right.
This takes a toll on her. So she took time out of her day. She took her lunch break.
Okay, to help y'all out.
She couldn't go back to work because, like the husband said, when she does these things, sometimes she has to leave for the rest of the day because she just can't go back to work. And that's fair. I couldn't imagine being a medium and then going back to my job.
Because from the ghost point of view, Lisa's looking right at the ghost.
Yeah.
Now, of course, she don't see nothing, but the ghost knows
looking at us.
Right. So she's looking at us. But the ghost is like, she looking at me.
Yeah.
She's talking about me.
I just thought it's so weird he didn't bring that back up.
Yeah, that was strange. Any other likes and dislikes?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into the ending.
Okay.
Oh.
So the ending is that, we'll just say it, Tyler's the presence.
Well, Jay just like,
sorry.
Jump to the last 30
Never mind,
seconds.
we can start from the beginning.
I ain't gonna start from that far back. So essentially what happens is, who's the friend again? I forgot his name. Ryan. So the friend Ryan is basically the one who killed the two previous girls. And he does that by basically drugging their drinks, knocking them out, and taking fentanyl that's on like a piece of plastic wrap, but it's real thin. And he puts it over their face while they're knocked out, and they breathe it in and die, essentially. And it looks like they die in their sleep from an overdose. Now that is the plot twist, because Ryan comes across as like a creepy teenager.
And that sucks. And in hindsight, thinking about when he was having a conversation with her about her friend that died, and she was telling him, he was like, do you think that she did? You think she did it on purpose? She was like, absolutely not. She wouldn't do that. She just got some bad stuff. About that. And no, you murdered her.
So yeah, that does suck, because that whole conversation of Chloe spilling her heart out, he's the one who killed her best friend and the girl before that.
Oh my God. She's Sidney Prescott. He's Billy Loomis.
More screen parallels.
I don't know how that keeps happening. I'm sorry.
Never goes away.
I'm sorry.
So he's been killing these girls. He's now targeting Chloe. So he's drugged the brother downstairs, taking shots. Brother's knocked out. He's upstairs with Chloe. And we get this long, drawn out scene of him giving a speech of why he does what he does. It makes no sense.
He's a sicko.
I was not following along.
He's just a sicko.
Chloe's dying. But the ghost is watching all of this. Not doing anything.
Doing shaky cam. Some new shaky cam ability that they introduced to us just to show us that the ghost is now suddenly powerless.
I have no idea.
Now the ghost can't do anything.
The ghost is watching Chloe literally dying.
Stupid.
And not doing anything. Nothing. But what the ghost does do is run downstairs and
shaky cam Tyler awake.
Somehow he gets Tyler awake by making noise in his ear. So Tyler frantically gets up, immediately knows to go to his sister, grabs Ryan, and they both leap out of the window.
Yeah.
And
to
die.
Their deaths.
So Tyler and Ryan die together, because Tyler was saving Chloe from dying.
Yeah.
That's not quite the end.
I'm good with that.
I definitely didn't feel bad about Ryan, who's the mass murderer.
Tyler was so bad. He was absolutely one. He was like Macaulay Culkin in The Good Son. Like
in the bad seat.
The bad seat. Yeah, that's not somebody you want growing up and being introduced to the rest of. Like awful. He can't be allowed to grow up and be out here with the rest of us. We have enough awful people. We're not taking anymore.
So they both jump to their death, essentially. And our very last shot is the family is moving out of the house, which obviously understandable. And mom is having a hard time leaving
because the one thing she cared about,
her
in the world,
pride and joy is gone. And the presence is like, watching the mom or whatever, but mom starts sensing that the presence is there.
This is her first time feeling the presence.
Right. So she's like looking at the presence, and the ghost is like backing up. Like, what is you doing? What are you doing? And then she looks in the mirror, touches the mirror, and it's Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole movie, the presence has been Tyler,
Yeah.
but they were existing on the same plane at the same time.
So the presence was Tyler's ghost, but they didn't know it was Tyler.
Because Tyler had to die.
Tyler hadn't died yet.
Right.
And the way the time loop works is that the ghost had to assist Tyler with killing himself because that was the only way it was going to be able to save Chloe.
Right.
The
and
ghost
that
had
was,
to exist to save Chloe.
And that was the ghost's mission.
Right.
Was to close the loop. Or
the only way Chloe was going to live is if the ghost helped save her. And the only way the ghost could have done that is if Tyler died because the ghost was Tyler.
Sure. Sure. I'll take it. Like it don't try to think of the mechanics.
As long as Tyler dies.
Tyler and Ryan.
Yeah,
like,
both of them
as long as Chloe lived.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
as long as
absolutely.
Chloe lived. Because I was like, he gonna be too, like, she's literally breathing in the fentanyl. And that stuff don't take long to kill you, right? I don't know.
No, it doesn't.
So I'm like,
And
well,
no Narcan in the room.
But by the time you get up there, I thought all of them were dead. Ryan, Tyler, and Chloe was just all gonna be gone, and the parents was just gonna have to move on without their kids.
Yeah, because I would have believed that she died of overdose because
he
just
was
laying
up
there.
there for a long time in her face, talking to her with this thing on, and the ghost is just like,
because he already drugged her with alcohol, drugged Tyler with alcohol,
Right.
and then she was ODing on fentanyl.
got both of the kids knocked out with some OJ, alcohol, and some sleeping meds that worked in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I was just like, you know what? I'm ready to get out of here. So that is our ending, is the fact that Tyler was the presence.
Oh, and he floats off because he has fulfilled his mission.
And we see the ghost's point of view kind of float out of the house, away from the house. And then the family, I guess, just moves on.
Yeah.
So
they have no choice.
Yeah.
Rebecca's going to jail. Maybe.
And we never found out what and I guess that in hindsight it's not important. They conveyed the point that she was doing something bad and something was about to pop off, and the husband is like, I was thinking about leaving, but I'm gonna stick around you. Hopefully he leaves her.
Yeah,
and takes Chloe with him.
In my headcanon, he gets the divorce that he asked his lawyer friend about.
Yeah, covertly.
Yeah. Rebecca goes to jail, and Chris and Chloe thrive.
Hopefully.
Yeah, at least Chloe thrives.
Right, because the parents were actually, and I guess we didn't mention that, while the whole assault ghost thing is going on, the parents are gone for the weekend.
Yeah, they went on a business trip.
Right, and during the business trip, before they left, Dad was like, oh, is so-and-so lawyer going to be there? And she's like, yeah, everybody's going to be there. And he's like, oh, can we sit down and talk to them?
Which adds extra credence to the ridiculousness, because you are leaving your children in a house alone while you go on a business trip, which you know that there is a ghost in the house right after the medium that you hired just came back to tell you that the ghost is here for something. And
you just told your daughter that you believe her.
And the one unopenable window is in your daughter's room.
But and I guess we didn't know that window didn't open.
Oh, yeah, and they didn't insinuate that at all.
Yeah, because it's an old house and it's got a bunch of windows. Yeah. So we were kind of like, well, which window don't open?
Right after she mentioned that, I spent the rest of the movie looking at the windows.
Right, and because there was no other indication of the characters trying to open a window and then not opening. So it wasn't like when she said that, we were like, oh, that's the window there, because we never got
that was a key. They should have drawn some attention to it.
Yeah, like Chloe should have tried to open it. It was like, oh, this window doesn't open. It doesn't matter. And then we would have been like, oh, Chekhov's gun. Yeah. That's that window. So that was our ending. What do we have up next? Do you have a favorite line or scene?
I'll give to the one scene that did make me jump, and that is when the ghost blew on Chloe when she went to inspect the closet.
Okay.
That's my favorite scene. I don't want to say my favorite scene is when Tyler jumped out the window, but hey.
I'm glad it was over.
I'm not upset with it.
I'm glad. I'll say my favorite scene would have to be with Lisa. When Lisa was explaining to the family about the ghost. Yeah. I like Lisa.
Yeah.
And Lisa was trying to help.
Yeah. I liked Lisa.
I like Lisa.
All right. Do you have any random notes that you wanted to throw
I think I got everything. Only other note is I keep forgetting there's a ghost. Because of the point of view, we would like be stuck in one point of view for a long time. Yeah. And then when a ghost would move, I'd be like, oh yeah, ghost. Gotcha. That was my only random note.
I felt the swooshing noises were inconsistent.
Yeah, because you thought the ghost was making noise. I actually don't think the ghost was ever making noise.
In the beginning, it was.
Okay.
When it's doing the first walk through the house before Julia Fox arrives, you can hear it go as it's moving around.
Okay.
And it does it like one other time in the film, but then when it makes noises inconsistent, when it does the little ringing things inconsistent.
I actually thought sometimes we were moving too much. In the beginning, I was like, I hope the ghost don't, because the ghost is moving like a person, so and it's moving faster than the person.
You could tell when it was pissed.
Listen, it was going up and down the stairs, around the corners, in the kitchen, in the bedrooms, and I'm like, I'm getting a little disoriented with all this
Whenever
moving.
the ghost was going upstairs, the ghost was angry.
Running
upstairs.
And it was already walking fast.
Yeah.
It is like full speed ahead running.
You could tell when the ghost was pissed. I like that.
Right, because the camera moving was like quick. I was like, oh, he about to tear something up.
All right, you want to do our rating?
I'm gonna give this 2 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 2.
Yeah, it ain't even. If I would have given it a 3 if it was same plot, a little scarier ghost element, I would have given it a 3. But this was essentially a family drama, and I was not going for a family drama.
If it was a family drama, it would have a higher rating because that it accomplished.
Sure,
but as a horror film, this was not a horror film.
No,
so
I'm sorry.
Failed in that regard.
You get 3 points off for that.
I had a lot of issues with the writing around the presence.
Okay.
And its abilities and its actions and the choices that the presence made.
I was just very irritated by Tyler.
Characters can make dumb choices in horror movies because that's not a sin. That's encouraged for a character. I mean, make cannon fodder, absolutely.
It's not a horror movie though.
This was not a horror film.
It's a family drama, y'all.
The promise of horror, no, absolutely.
This is why it has. I'm surprised it got a C+. To be honest,
I'm surprised it got 87%
from the critics.
Yeah, like what did I mean from a
maybe
because here's the thing.
Maybe they rated it as a family drama.
It didn't reinvent the wheel, so it's not like it's a technical marvel. It's not like it's a production out of this house movie. Like it didn't do anything other than the fact that it is a movie shot from the perspective of the ghost.
It's a typical
filming, and anything that they did to make the movie,
the plot
wasn't like anything new and unheard of before. So 87% seems weird.
It wasn't even like an American Fiction where we had like, you know, I'm going to spoil American Fiction. 3, 2, 1. Where like the sister died in the beginning, and then the mom is slowly like going through dementia, and then the how she was like the family friend goes off and get married. Like it was a lot of moving parts to that to that family drama versus this where it's just like all y'all are trash and only the daughter is good. And the acting was good, but it wasn't like phenomenal. There wasn't any like monologues. Nobody got time to chew scenery or anything. There was no Hereditary scene. With Toni Collette. That would have maybe turned it up. That would have turned it up. Okay. Somebody should have got mad. Something running from the corner rapidly. Somebody should have gotten super mad, whether it's for a good reason or a bad reason. And the ghost should have did something like super out, like just knock the walls out or something. And it would have been like, ooh, okay, here we go. Attempted murder is not enough. I don't know what would have gotten the ghost to move. You know, that's right. So attempted assault, everything. I mean, I was like, is he going to do what I think he about to do before thank God he didn't, because they really. And that's what I thought was going to. I was like, yeah, we're going to have to watch him assault her. I leaned over. She was like, I'm not interested in watching this boy assault this girl while she's unconscious. And they were dragging that for so long. They dragged it so long, and I don't think he. I don't know. It seemed like he was just going to kill her. Yeah. And then leave the house, and then that was just going to be it. The better of the two roads. Right. Right. Because I was like, I'm not interested in watching this from the perspective of a ghost. I don't want a first person view to this. And he's so close. Yes. And he was so close. And frankly, I'm tired of sexual assault in movies. Yeah. I'm done. If I know it's in there before, I am not going to go see it. That is official. And if it is in there and I don't know, automatic Wonder Coke. Blink Twice really pushed me over the edge with the sexual assault. Like really threw me off the cliff. And even if it's not in there, I'm hating now that it's implied. Yeah. Like, no. Because even if they had cut, even if that was what happened and it did the ghost cut, I would have been sick to my stomach. I still would have been like, for real. Yeah. I don't need, like, he's already killing her. Yeah. Do we need to add this? So this was a 2. 2. That's, and these are all reasons why we have it at a 2. All right. So that is our review for the present. I was really excited about this. You were. We weren't going to go see this originally. No, because we added this to the list. But it was like most scary. It was a different point of view. Steven Soderbergh, but hopefully Black Bag is much better than whatever this was. Shame on you, David Coep. And Mr. Jurassic Park. Yeah, you better not bring this crap to Jurassic World. Let me tell you because ain't nobody trying to see that. That is my most Brave New World, Thunderbolts. What else we get next year? There's a lot of good movies coming out this year, excuse me. Yeah. Do not mess up Jurassic Park. I am so excited for that movie. Yeah. It's my most anticipated. Very excited for Jurassic World. Don't do it to me, David. Yeah. Don't do it.
All right, so that is our review of Presents. Don't go see it.
Don't bother y'all. I wouldn't even say watch it on streaming.
I don't like saying that, but
Skip
don't
it.
go see it.
Skip it.
It's not good. I was like, this movie's gonna be good. They're saying it's the scariest movie. I like ghosts.
I don't like ghosts.
A little fact about me. I live in the house where somebody died. Yeah. The last person who lived in my house before I got in my house died in it.
Listen,
and
if he there, he chill.
If he there, he chill. But I tell people that's a fun fact that I have a ghost. I mean, he hasn't bothered me, but I also don't talk to him or pay attention to him. I know that he exists.
You know the ghost
and
rules.
I act like I don't have a ghost.
Right.
But
it's funny that a movie where I don't like ghosts. I mean, I don't like ghosts, and I wanted to see a ghost. In this movie.
Yeah.
I was when they went to a mirror, I'd be like, oh, is he coming?
Yeah.
Is he coming? Nothing. Okay.
But as a person who lives with a ghost, I was like, oh, this movie is going to be really good, and I'm going to get it on physical, and I'm going to watch my ghost movie in my house with my ghost, and it's going to be good. And this was crap.
I guess Tyler showing up as the ghost in the mirror was a little bit of a
I liked the fact that that's how it played into the end.
Okay.
That it was Tyler. I did like that. Oh, okay, that's cool. The ghost was Tyler.
Yeah, and Lucy Liu has a breakdown because she's like, because I don't think the daughter and dad see Tyler in the mirror.
No.
I think only she does. So she's like, Tyler, my baby boy, I'm losing my baby boy or whatever, and then Tyler kind of just floats away.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was a little bit of a kind of scary because we hadn't seen anything in the mirror the whole time, but it's at the very end, and it's literally like 5 seconds.
I like the fact that
and
Tyler
he looks
was the
normal.
Ghost. Tyler had to die in order to break the cycle and save his sister, but the execution was boo.
And Tyler was trash.
It
would have been better if Tyler wasn't so trash. Maybe.
I would have felt bad that he died, and I don't.
And as soon as they jumped, I was like, "Oh, they not living. They not." I was like, "They're dead.
They're dead.
You cannot have either one of these boys survive this fall.
Pane glass in a 100-year-old house, and you fall right on the concrete.
Second floor window.
Yeah,
they were done.
Yeah.
So,
what are we watching next week?
We are going to be doing a double feature, but for TV shows.
Yay.
So we're going to watch the first 3 seasons of Severance, which we have not.
Episodes, not seasons.
First 3 seasons of season 2. Of Severance, which we have not started yet, and thankfully have not been spoiled, although it's getting close. I saw some today, and I was like, ooh, let me keep scrolling. And we're going to review the first 2 episodes of the...
Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Ooh, that title is long, child. I got an acronym for it.
Starring Coleman Domingo. Still having the ability to make projects and do voice work.
He get up at like 4 a.m. to get ready, so that's probably how he be able to do all this in one day.
Maybe Coleman is an expendable.
There's
like a bunch of Colemans running around.
So yeah, we're gonna do 2 TV shows, 2 very different TV shows, but they are both playing. Spider-Man is getting really good reviews.
Yeah,
and Severance is also getting, from what I've seen, they're like, this season is also good.
I am interested in watching Spider-Man. I did watch a clip.
Okay.
That they post on Twitter, and I've liked the animation style.
You do like it.
Seeing it in motion, it made my eyes hurt a little. I don't know if anybody else experienced that.
It is different.
Yeah.
I don't know what
it is. It took me a minute to get used to it, but it kind of did make my eyes hurt just a little bit.
Uh-oh. So maybe Jay will not be reviewing
But I'm definitely going to watch it.
You're going to watch it later?
Yeah. Maybe I just need to look at it longer.
You watch it with one eye.
I'm not used to it. Was kind of like a moving picture effect.
It is.
Instead of a cartoon.
Yeah, it's like a moving comic strip.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's different.
The way, maybe it's the jitteriness of the characters.
Okay.
But I like it.
Yeah, it is getting good reviews, though. So I was like, we might as well put it on the list because the first 2 episodes come out January 29th, which is this Wednesday. So that'll be what we'll have for next episode.
Okay, that is our episode of the week. Thanks for listening. If you like our show, please rate it. You can
give it a like, a share, a thumbs up, a heart, all that.
If you like our show, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and on our website, and a like and a share, heart it, all of that good stuff.
All that. Tell your friend, mama, dad, brother, sister.
You can also do that on vaguelynerdypodcast.com, our website, where you can also leave us a voice message, and we will play it on the show if it's nice. And if it is not nice, sure, will be your presence.
I will be Tyler.
You can follow us on Threads and IG at Vaguely Nerdy Podcast, Blue Sky and Twitter at Vaguely Nerdy Pod. You can also reach us by email at vaguelynerdypodcast@gmail.com. If you're listening to us on a podcast app, you can also watch our animated YouTube on YouTube.
At Vaguely Nerdy Podcast. We also on TikTok.
Yes, and on TikTok.
While it's alive.
While it's what it is. The Pet Cemetery version of TikTok.
Listen. The Frankenstein of TikTok.
Frankentalk. Until next time.
Bye.